uppercut, leave you laid out on the floor. Try to duck and roll, hit and miss, now you counting stars. Should've practiced more, should've hit the mask, get out there more. Claim that you're the best. You gotta show me, son, actions over words, baby boy, is you real or what? Talking way too much, world come back sports, talking way too much, world come back sports, talking way too much, world come back sports.
First in the building, Big Bunsen Boxing on deck. We told y'all it's every day until fight night fish fry. Hot grease payback. Let's get it. Yes, man, we in the building. Shout out to everyone that's on deck, man. Hey, you. Shout out WCS from Detroit. From some odd reason, after all access, Spence don't seem to be that motivated. Oh, well, people are paying attention, huh? You know what I'm saying? Shout out to AU on deck in the building. Tyrese on deck. Church in session. Hey, man, we gotta give some baptism today. We gotta help some. We gotta rededicate. You know how they said we want you to rededicate your life to the Lord Jesus Christ and become a reborn Christian. You know what I'm saying? It's been a minute, but you know that's what we're here to do in a sort of kind of way. You know what I'm saying? Real talk. Yo, Blunts, what up? You on the road? Salute WCS in chat. Don Vaughn on deck in the building. Salute to you, brother. Chase Money on deck. What's good? Salute WCS. Christopher White in the building. Big shout out to everyone that pulled up on Sunday morning, man. So what we seen yesterday is pretty much what we expected. You know what I'm saying? Pretty much what we expected. Crawford is in a league of his own, and he definitely have to step in there with Spence come July 29th. But precision beats power. You know what I'm saying? Power beats speed, don't it? And you know, that guy, Vanilla Wafer wasn't able to you know what I'm saying, have enough precision because he was much slower than Boots, who showed that he was defensively sounded. So he couldn't have enough speed to kind of slow Boots down. But in the aftermath, we understand that Terrence Bud Crawford still can't be fucked with at the end of the day. And that has nothing to do with taking shots at Jerron Ennis, but I just wasn't impressed. You know what I'm saying? I got some people here that had full blown I'm talking about, hey, they had confidence. Like I had Blunts, man. Blunt said you was gonna knock that dude out 1 through 6 round. I say, who, what, how? Who, what, how? I was sounding like I was Chinese up here. Who, what, how? Who, how? Who, why? Who, how? 1 through 6? Did you say 1 through 6? Shouty, did he say 1 through 6, man? Somebody tell me, did he say 1 through 6? I say 1 through 6. In the 6th round, he tried because he heard WCS. He tried to get him up out of there. He right though. We gotta get him. We gotta get him up out of there in 6 rounds, man. If you talking about Avanesian, if you trying to prove to the people that Villa is not a is an Avanesian, you got to get him up out of there in 6 rounds. He just couldn't do it, Blunts. Blunts, he couldn't do it, Shouty. Blunts, you said 1 through 6, man. You can't be hanging out the fish fry saying some shit like that, man. You got people out here who feeling right, having a good time, enjoying the festivities, and you up here giving Boots all that credit to my, oh, well, it's going to be 1 through 6 round. Now, we don't like giving out a whole lot of therapeutic exemptions over here like they do in the UK. We don't like doing that over here in the US now. I just ask that you pay a little bit more close attention next time. All right. We got 20 days remaining before Crawford becomes 2-time undisputed. Period. We have 20 people, 20 days. 20 days. We have 20 days, y'all. If y'all didn't know that. 20 days. Now, the wild part about it, we only have 2 more weekends. We have 2 more weekends. 2 more full weekends of fight camp. So somebody put in the chat, Stickin' Boys and Fishing and Sports, salute to you. Salute to you. Donald Bell on that. What's good? If Bud and Spence was the same exact size, man, that's not even a question that make any sense for me to answer, dog. I'll respectfully, bro. We don't go off size of a fighter over here. We go off what they've been able to accomplish. What we know. You know what I'm saying? We go off the body of work. You know what I'm saying? We go off what we can source, the information that we can source on this fighter. Film study. We go off that. It's not no freaking size. We don't care how big a fighter is. Gilberto Ramirez was big as hell, looked like a heavyweight on there against Dimitri Bivol. He got smashed. He got ripped. You know what I'm saying? Rolly Romero was huge when he walked in there with Gervonta Davis. Gervonta Davis finished that dude out in 6 rounds in dominating, decimating, destructive fashion, big dog. We ain't talking about if they was this. Hey, if Spence want to eat between fights and he's supposed to be a bigger fighter, okay, cool. But Spence is not the tallest fighter that Crawford has ever fought. Let's get that understood. You know what I'm saying? Jose Benavidez is taller than Errol Spence. All right. And when they balance the scales, we're talking about people saying, oh man, he gonna be this, that. And when they balance the scales, they're gonna be 147 for the championship fight. That's what they're gonna be, 147, not 147.6, not 147.8, not 147.12. You know what I'm saying? Not 147.16. We're talking about they're going to be 147 or below. That's where we at with it. That's what we doing. Shout out to my guy, Shaw News and Sauce Experience, aka Showtime Shaw on deck, man. Spence said Top Rank got the best matchmakers. He might have been talking about PBC. It's a lot of C-class fighter getting beat over there. Hey, man, that's where we at with it today. That's where we at with it today. We here to kind of mention and bring to the forefront, certain areas and certain content that might have been sitting in the shadows, right? We've sat back and watched you all criticize the shit out of Crawford since last year. We heard everything you had to say, and you sit up here and you try to pass off the narrative that this man had what they say here fighting number old fighters. And I'm saying to myself, here go individuals that really don't know too much of what they're talking about because they just want to say it because it sounds good. But like I did the last time, I pretty much put it out there. You know, the ages that they were when Crawford fought them, and the ages when Errol Spence fought them. You know what I'm saying? And it wasn't that big of a difference when you talk about the years and the cumulative years of the last seven opponents. It wasn't that big of a difference. It wasn't that big of a difference. Sean Porter was 34 years old, 24 days when he fought Bud Crawford. When he fought Errol Spence, Sean Porter was 31 days, 11 months, and 1 day. When Kell Brook fought Errol Spence, he was 31 years old and 24 days. When Bud Crawford fought Kell Brook, he was 34 years old and 6 months, 11 days. But when you add up their last seven opponents from Jeff Horn all the way to David Avanesian, from Kell Brook all the way to Dinas Ugas, it's only a 5-year difference. So we can put that to bed. Because truth be told, when Manny Pacquiao went in there and beat Keith Thurman, y'all was giving that man all the credit in the world. So we expect you to give all the credit in the world when Bud goes in here and beat the younger fighter in Spence in freaking 20 days. That's all we're talking about. In 20 days, we expect you all to keep the same energy that you've been talking about the entire time. Now, for Ennis, I don't see Ennis. I don't see you stepping in there with Bud, Errol Spence anytime soon. You know, you went life and limb. It was almost like you was giving us a replay of freaking Kell Brook and Errol Spence. You know what I'm saying? Like, you was going life and limb in there. You know what I'm saying? You dominated, but you was going life and limb in there with Vanilla Wafer. How you gonna go life and limb with Vanilla Wafer? You know what I'm saying? With some banana pudding on that motherfucker, man. Like, come on, man. I'm just putting it as it is. You know, I hear people say that Crawford's ducking you, and how is he ducking? It ain't no reason for him to duck. But what we can say is that the calendar don't stop moving though. And I want to talk about what somebody said in the chat. Man. They said something about after watching All Access, right? AU said that. He said Spence doesn't seem motivated. I remember we was talking behind the scene, myself, you know, Showtime, Blunts. We kind of, you know, talking back and forth. And I was telling him, I was like, on that training video, dude, laying on the floor, how can you be wasting time out your day to be shown exercise that's non-intensive? Those are like anaerobic exercises just to build up strength over time. If you got a full-blown fight, and the fight may potentially have the volume and activity like we seen in last night between Boots and Villa, but with two highly skilled fighters, I don't see how low intensive strength and conditioning is going to work out rather than what I'm seeing on Crawford. Crawford's act like he's training for a CrossFit freaking battleground, you know what I'm saying? The last 20 men on earth type shit. You know what I'm saying? The winner get $1 billion. He's training like he's fighting for undisputed, man. For the first time. Crawford is training like he's fighting for undisputed for the first time, man. This dude is zoned in. You know, I seen him on Joe Rogan. You know, I mean, look, Crawford is making his rounds, but yet and still, like, you can make rounds. Like, I heard a hater say, man, Crawford, he may be doing too many interviews. He need to watch out for that, bro. when you was already getting ready, you know what I'm saying, to stay ready, it's not going to be much of a change up once y'all start doing these press conferences because he's already been in camp. He's already been there, bro. The fish fry has already begun, man. Man, I look, I'm getting so much traction on these videos with people coming, and I'm finding out there's new channels out there, right? So me, I'm all about the hot grease all the way from here to there. So I'm leaving comments on these people chat. I'm gonna say, so what you're saying is Spencer's gonna do all this to Crawford. So is Crawford hands gonna be tied behind his back? Because all y'all doing is sending one-way traffic. That don't sit right with me because I don't understand how you're not recognizing he's gonna be in there with an opponent. You were saying Spence is just gonna be doing this, and this, and Crawford don't have the legs, and Spence is gonna walk through him, and Spence is an older fighter. And I'm asking these cats, like, how long have you been watching boxing? Did you not just see Manny Pacquiao beat Keith Thurman? I mean, he was an older fighter, right? Did you not see Manny Pacquiao beat Keith Thurman not too long ago? Did you not see it? What are we talking about? Did we not see Manny Pacquiao beat Keith Thurman? Everybody was talking about. Somebody help me understand. Did we not see 8th division world champion, boxing legend, Manny Pacquiao beat the younger Keith Thurman? These guys are saying Crawford doesn't have his legs no more. How and where did you get the documentation? What fight did you see that? David Avanesian? Come on, bro. Y'all trying to say he didn't have his legs all because he didn't knock him out in his hometown in the first round? He had a freaking arena full of people. He wasn't gonna go in there and wash Avanesian in 2 rounds, man, and people start to boo. He wanted to at least give them halfway through the fight. You know what I'm saying? Because they paid their money to come out and see a boxing match. They were saying that Crawford was struggling in the beginning with Avanesian. He starts slow, and he can't do that. If he does that against Errol Spence, it's his demise. I'm like, the man was moving around with Avanesian just so he can, put on a little show, like he was moving around with Sean Porter. He didn't want to beat Sean Porter up. That's his boy. That's his boy. You know what I'm saying? I want to welcome everybody. This is Hot Grease Chronicles, but the thumbnail in itself, I just had to fly this over y'all. You know what I'm saying? I made it yesterday, so that's where I had 21 days on it. But you know what I'm saying? I had to fly that plane and let people understand that it's about to be a problem. And the only reason that I have Crawford in there laying that right hand on Gamboa like he did is to remind people that Crawford won that fight. Okay, he won that fight. He won that fight. Now, to what Shanu said about matchmaking, these matchmaking last night, we seen some things. We seen some things go down, and we like, okay, yeah, you start off fast, but I don't know, man. I saw that fight go down yesterday, and I just have a little questions. You know what I'm saying? I just had a little question about Vanilla Wafer. I heard people talking about how Crawford fought Anesthesia, but what about Vanilla Wafer, man? Vanilla Wafer's crack under pressure. You know what I'm saying? He had no problem breaking Vanilla Wafer down. He had no problem breaking him down. You know what I'm saying? That was something that was tailor-made for Boots to go in there and get him up out of there, but he did it in 10 rounds. I'm just having to let you know that, Boots. It ain't personal, but the whole gym damn near over there is talking about who was that? Avanesian, what? That he did what he's supposed to. Well, I don't really think Boots did what he was supposed to do. I just think he's supposed to got him up out of there. So now I'm convinced that you are a bruiser. I mean, not a bruiser, he's a time release fighter. He's one of those fighters that slowly, methodically break you down. I don't think, and even though it looks good to the eye test, Boots, I don't see you as being this guy that has that one shot knockout power. Even though some of the shots you landed, um, Villa took it. I don't put Villa chin no tougher than any other fighter. Seriously, I don't put his chin no tougher than any other fighter just because he withstood some of your shots. I just look at it like, you stopped Sergey Lipinets, right? 3 rounds less than you stopped Villa. You know what I'm saying? You stopped Lipinets in 6 rounds and you stopped Villa in 9 rounds. I thought it's supposed to be the other way around. I thought you would have stopped Vanilla Wafer in early fashion than what we seen last night. And that leads me to this. Hopefully you're ringside, you and all the other people that has doubted Crawford up to this point and always bringing up Gamboa fight. I hope you all are ringside because the grease is going to be hot. The fish fry is going to be active. And you know what I'm saying? The Arrow Sexual Relief Fund has gathered thousands upon thousands bag lunches for y'all ass. So you're going to have something to eat after you leave the arena. Okay. I can't get you home, but I'm going to give you a bologna sandwich and some government cheese and a Capri Sun and a motherfucking apple slice. And you need to find your way. And we're going to set up a triage shit, so you can goddamn get your blood pressure checked and make sure you're good to go. See, we all about giving back to the community over here. Unlike, you aerosexuals, y'all wouldn't even do that for us. You know what I'm saying? When we walk out the arena as winners, y'all not even gonna have a freaking after party set up for the Bud Crawford supporters. You know what I'm saying? That's where we separate. That's the selfishness in it. We willing to help y'all out, but what are y'all gonna do for us? That's what I'm saying. What are y'all gonna do for us? Shout out to Mr. Hot Grease, aka Mr. Sucker Free. Gumbo in the building. Salute at WCS, my brother. Salute to you, Gumbo. How you feeling, bro? Jack Dempsey smashed Willard, and he was a giant. We talking about size for real, man. You know what I'm saying? There's a lot of cats back there that fought. You know what I'm saying? At that was undersized in their weight class. For real, a lot. Not to mention the ongoing current heavyweight division where you have fighters that always have a weight gap. And people look at it like, oh man, that ain't nothing. It's weight. It's weight. Yes, sir. It's weight now. It's still weight. But the heavier you are, the slower you punch. But it's supposed to generate more power. Still, it's weight. We're seeing Deontay Wilder come in there in the high 200 teens. You know what I'm saying? And his opponent's weight, his opponent Tyson Fury was like 275, 280. How is that? Even if he came in 230, I mean, look at that weight difference in that. Extremely a difference in that weight. But shout out to Mr. Gumbo on deck, man. Jamal Neezy on deck. Good morning, brother. How you feeling in the building? Top of the morning, ladies and gentlemen. Salute WCS. Salute to you. Hey, you can pretty much say what you want, but we're not giving credit to someone who's never been down before. We're giving credit to the quality of opposition it was comparable to that of the elite status. This is not a playground over here. These people that's in the chat, they're not just leaving the sandbox all because they stumbled upon a nice little area to play around and they struck up a conversation and say, you know what, I was watching and I seen this, this advertisement, All Access, and these two fighters are fighting, and I never really quite knew who they were until yesterday. No, you're not dealing with these type of individuals, bro. I don't know what you're talking about. If you're still asking how many, you need to do your research, because I'm going to tell you, majority of the people in this chat has been up and down that road, and they're extremely educated in the boxing science of information to speak on this fight. They pretty much heard it all that you can possibly hear on the YTC. So if you asking me how many fighters Spence fought, that's been KO'd. You need to come over here and explain how many fighters on the Spence side. And it doesn't matter. Look, it doesn't matter about the knockouts because you're leaving out the intricate part. You need to ask, how many fighters have you seen that Bud is taken out in the welterweight division? Because we're talking strictly welterweight majority of the time because people want to ignore what he's done previously. So we're talking about strictly welterweight. Bud Crawford has finished everybody. You know what I'm saying? We was a little shaky last night about, Vanilla Wafer giving a good account of himself all the way up to the 10th round now. You know what I'm saying? All the way up to the 10th round, we was a little shaky. I say, oh shit, that Vanilla Wafer holding up. And Wafers usually don't hold up under pressure like that. And he was holding up pretty damn good. I mean, I'm used to seeing Vanilla Wafers and banana pudding on a Sunday or something. Or, have it as a side dish for dessert for a fish fry. But that Vanilla Wafer was holding up real good. That's all I'm saying. For real. Don't. Hey, I'm the messenger. Yes, sir. That's what it's about. Hella Ones, what's good? Hella One said something that makes sense. He said, look it up. I agree with him. I agree. I have a lot of people that's asking how, why, what. You shouldn't come over here with any questions because you're not talking to a group of casuals. So just put the information of where you're trying to go. Just say, didn't these amount of fighters go this long with so-and-so? Didn't Crawford fight this? To make your point, you need to line your point up. How many undefeated fighters has Spence fought? And how many has Crawford fought? Spence never fought an undefeated champion. Go to sleep. And that is extremely true. You know what I'm saying? I have to say extremely true to put a little bit more spice and tanginess to it. You know what I'm saying? We have to put some wasabi. We have to put some wasabi on this shit, dog. Because these cats are not willing to recognize that last night there's level to boxing. There's extreme high levels to boxing. And Crawford is on other levels than what Boots is right now. Even though I got mad respect, man. You know what I'm saying? He went in there and did it. But this is not talking about anything personal anyway. This boxing. And I just don't see you having it to face Crawford. Crawford in intellect, boxing IQ, for all the mistakes you was making in there and playing around, and you was missing with Villa. You was missing a lot of those shots. And Villa wasn't even doing any extreme freaking defense of trying to slip your punches. It was just the fact that, Boots, you take your eyes off some of those shots that you try to land to make it look pretty, to do a walk away. You'll land and make it seem like, okay, this, you could tell you practice that in the gym. But see, Crawford, man, one thing I know about his eyes stays on the target. His eyes stays on the target. He's very surgical. He's a sniper in there. I mean, when you got a sniper that's extremely aware of his terrain, come on, bro. You got a sniper that's aware of his terrain like that, and he do that slow, steady squeeze that y'all talk about. Oh man, he starts off slow. Against Spence. It's gonna be over. What did Sean Porter say? Let's see if Sean Porter is right on the money with this. Sean Porter say if Errol Spence is down 4 rounds, when they head to the mid part of the round, if he's down several rounds, he's in trouble. He say he in trouble, dog. You know what I'm saying? He's in trouble, bro. All Access EP1 was too cheesy. They still trying to present Spence like the clean cut stand up boxer. That narrative of Spence being played out is so fake. Me and Blunts was talking about how one of the pictures. Now this is how I'm a insert this into the narrative I'm trying to make. I'm trying to finish, right? I'm trying to dress it up. And one of the pictures that had a green screen behind it, it had Spence up there, and the left side, the left pectoralis, right, the pectoral muscle, right, it didn't have any ink on it. It was without a tattoo. So I was like, I know damn well I've seen a picture with him with tattoos on both sides of his chest before. So I went looking and I found this picture of him with tattoos on both sides. But yet this picture, the green screen, um, he only had a tattoo on one side of his chest. So it was up to me. I started to kind of gauge, okay, this potentially, was maybe, we was talking that maybe the picture was taken earlier. I know Blunt said maybe the picture had been taken early before he got the tattoo. And I thought to myself, if this is indeed true as to him getting a tattoo and the fight has been signed, then his priorities are all backwards. Because if he was getting tattoos after knowing them, he had to take that weight off, and he's getting tattoos. I mean, where's your priorities at? You're getting tattoos and you have to jump in the fight camp and lose all this weight. They lose all this weight. You're jumping in fight camp and lose all this weight, but you're getting a tattoo. Why? Ink is not going to save you. Using your body as a shrine, I understand there's messages. But one thing I seen on there, that arrow Spence, I seen down in your stomach area, it's a little video that's showing that person putting some ink into your navel area. People, I'm gonna tell you right here, right now. If I'm getting tattooed by a dude, right? And he pours some ink in my motherfucking navel, and I'm holding some shit on me, it's about to get a little bit dark to the point where that tattoo artist might not ever do some tattoos again. You know what I'm saying? Because if I allow that ink to stay in my navel area and this person is having an ink gun in there, what kind of shit is that? Now, a female, I will have to really think about that. Okay, let me see. Is this a man shit? She pouring shit, a female, they you do shots. Sometimes female put shots in there and they do them shots. Okay. I might be able to cool, especially if she a baddie. If she a bad bitch, oh, all right, cool. I still have to think about that. But if that's a dude tattooing and he's pouring some ink in my motherfucking navel, we got an issue. We got issues. I don't find that as being something that I would agree to. And just because it happened the way it did, that mean that person, Spence, had to know ahead of time. And why would they put that on video, all access? I don't freaking know. But I'm looking at the wrist. I'm looking at the veins in the forearm. I'm looking at the size of the hand. You know what I'm saying? I'm saying, well, I'm guessing that might be a man who's tattooing. I don't know. But pouring ink in my shit, I don't know what that was about, bro. That was a little bit too much. Let's get back to all access. You all can do your own research on that. I don't know. I say I can't see myself laying there, and I'm about to go through a little bit of pain, and I can see if a female is rubbing some oil on the chest or whatever, and I got a massage before that, and I'm saying, damn, shawty looking nice up in here, and then she said, oh, do you mind if I pour some ink in your navel, just for the video and all that? Oh no, I have to figure it out. You know what I'm saying? I have to figure it out, right? I do. I have to figure it out. I have to run some internal tests within my physical manhood faculties. You know what I'm saying? My headquarters. I have to understand that I'm not breaking no code of suspectivity. Yes, I said it. Suspectivity. I'm making up words. Suspectivity. I don't want to question or fragment my suspectivity. You feel me? There's boundaries and perimeters to that shit. Pouring ink in my navel? But let's get down to what I look at when I'm looking at this all access. I agree. I'm not seeing the level of intensity of Errol Spence. I don't see it. I don't see him out there running, and the intensity level is like he's running up the street and he's sweating, and he's really showing the people that he's training like this is war. Terrence is full blown, like he's trying out for the Navy SEALs and shit. Another thing that I've seen people that you'll probably concur with me about, and concurring is not always good. Okay, when you concur, you can't concur with everybody. That means agree, right? So one thing you might concur with me about is that Terrence Crawford was swimming laps. Now anybody and everybody knows I grew up in the South. We used to swim in lakes and community pools. Well, you can swim and you can jump in a motherfucker. That don't mean you know how to swim laps. I seen a clip where Terrence Crawford was swimming laps. And swimming laps is I'm talking about extremely good for your condition. Extremely good. First of all, you have to have the confidence to swim laps. And then you have to build it up and know how to breathe correctly. And I put this out here before, right? Or did you not? Or did you forget? Well, since you forgot, let me help you a little bit, okay? And then I'm gonna get to this chat because I'm trying to do better with keeping this chat abreast. All right. When I get back to this chat, so let me take you. Terrence Crawford was swimming laps, right? Right. But then you had the men. If you choose to swim and see this particular shark next to the water, you're good to go. Don't worry about anything. It's harmless. It doesn't like water like all the other sharks. So when I see this weird, strange phenomenon where Errol Spence has somewhat shark tattooed on his abdominal area, and then to see someone polluting that particular waterway system that has to deplete itself down, like that waterway right there has to be depleted down, just like you're walking on the beach. You're gonna need to drain that waterway system. So I say to myself again, I don't know how those sharks are gonna survive, but I've never seen a person that's the big fish, but yet some little tap water. Tap water, y'all. Tap water had this. Oh, God damn, Derek. What are you doing, Derek? I mean, what kind of shit is that? Just go out there and grab the bucket, the same bucket you wash your vehicle with. Put some ice in that motherfucker, fill it up with water, and say, hey, man, just stand right here for a second. Boom, go in there and dump it on them. But y'all up there, little sprinkles of water? So you saying he's not swimming. So okay, that's one area. Spencer's not swimming. They talking about conditioning and the pressure, right? All right. See, one thing I'm getting from Crawford is that he understand the pressure that Errol Spence is going to bring, and also Terrence Crawford understands. And I'm not talking for Crawford. I'm talking about. I'm speculating. I'm giving my opinion. I believe Crawford truly believes what pressure he's going to bring too. Crawford totally understands what pressure he's going to bring to combat the pressure that Errol's going to bring. And it's just certain areas of their physical training, their training regimen that I feel is very intricate. Swimming is very intricate as far as the conditioning. Road work is very, very intricate. When talking about conditioning to go in here for the toughest fight of your career, you have people still talking about Crawford's age. You're still talking about who he fought, who he didn't fight. Man, that is not the debate we have in here. This is not the debate we having in this chat. So the strays, come on, man, get your shit together, strays. Come on, man, come over here with some educated shit, bro. For real. Bud was only fighting. It's my Bud Ops. Spence Ops got more than 100 wins. than Bud Ops with 10 less fights. So you're talking about somebody sleepy, but you're in here putting comments in the chat as such. Your fighter that you're advocating for, he's been in the welterweight division majority of his career. So while he was kicking rocks barefooted, Bud Crawford was out there collecting titles in other people's country. That's something y'all don't want to talk about. You know what I'm saying? He's packing away O's in his cachet. He was taking O's off guys' record, and he was fighting the guys that people thought he was too small to step in the ring with. It's just too much. It's too much hot grease out there for you, homie. Like, I understand you trying to be a brave stray, but they let you off the leash too early, bro. They did not give you all the information and that you needed before you stepped over here. You know what I'm saying? This is a different type of avenue over here now. That's why they keep puppies on the porch. Somehow you broke loose, bro. So that's why they keep puppies on the porch, man. You don't supposed to be over here with the big dogs. $777, salute to you. Yeah, I think they try to make Bud the villain in all these press events and all access. There got to be a villain, but really, when you look at it, Spence should be the villain. You know, Spence and Derrick James was up here talking about you ain't fought nobody, you ain't fought nobody. But they can't help but make Crawford the villain. They can't help. The good guy in this case has been deemed the villain by unnecessary hatred coming from the outside, from casual boxing fans and hardcore fanatics alike. They just don't want to put it within themselves to say, I'm rooting for the wrong team, and he's fucked up enough for me to want to go back to where I was initially. A lot of these guys was Terrence Crawford fans to begin with, but they was influenced. You know, it's easy to influence a sheep. So they was influenced to jump over to the Errol Spence bandwagon. Didn't do anything to stop this man from having an accident. Did not nurse him back to health. You know what I'm saying? Didn't do any of that. When he had that accident, I remember these cats on here, they was barely wanting to talk about, oh man, we hope, you know, I understand. I hope he was getting well too. I wouldn't wish that on nobody. Real talk. But it was self-inflicted, right? And these cats was like, I hope he was this and that. I hope he get well. But you did nothing to stop it. You did nothing to stop it. All what I talk about Bud Crawford, he has to go in there and fight, not me. He's not going to be talking to me ringside and I'm telling him, hey, you behind in the fight. I'm not going to be the one to tell him that. Now, I'm going to tell you one of my secrets and what's going to happen. I'm not going to lie. I'm going to put it out there because tactically, there's a lot of ways being a guy, a retired Marine who was a data chief officer, right? There's a lot of ways to communicate. And one of those ways, if you're going short distance transmission and you want to do it in a physical form instead of a form that is going through a wireless network or something like that, a LAN or fiber, I'm just going to make a paper plane, man. You know what I'm saying? I'm going to make a paper plane. I'm going to throw that motherfucker. And on that bitch, that paper plane going to say, Bud, you behind. That's it. And I'm gonna put my initials WCS underline. I'm gonna fly that bitch. Shh. You behind in the fight, dog. I don't have to worry about somebody. Stop. What are you doing here? Stop. Why are you up here this close to the ring? You ain't gonna be able to fuck with a paper plane now. What you gonna do? Beat up a paper plane? All I'm trying to do is send the message. They what they gonna do? Stop the goddamn interrupt the telecast? Ladies and gentlemen, we'd like to inform you that anyone caught sending paper planes to the ring to advise Bud that he's behind on the fight will be removed from the T-Mobile arena. Thank you very much for your attendance and enjoy your night. Then what are they gonna do? Stop it? I told y'all I was gonna let Bud know. Bud, if you're listening, if you in between, swimming 100 laps or up in the hills in Colorado Springs, you behind in the fight, brother. It's 20 days out and you behind in the fight. Okay? You behind in the fight. I'm gonna tell you ahead of time. Let's cut through the chase, man. We're not bullshitting with this Spence guy. You're behind in the fight. So pretty much why I'm telling you this, before you even get to the arena, because you have that kill switch and you go in there and get the job done. You have levels to the shit. Unlike somebody I witnessed last night, he don't have levels. So you know what I'm saying? I mean, hey, I'm just putting it out there. Y'all think they try to make Bud the villain and all these press events and all access, trying to find talking points to support his argument and claims, but it don't change the fact that Crawford is more successful and accomplished. I understand this, Blunts and everybody else. Understand, like, didn't I tell y'all that the strays was going to be over here closer we got to the fight? I believe this particular stray right here is someone who I've seen, you have seen plenty of times before. All they're doing is over here is trying to get attention and disrupt the live. That's it. They want to become the topic of discussion. See, if they was in anybody else's chat, they'd be blocked by now. But sometimes you have to broaden your responsibilities. Like WCS supporters over here, we broaden our abilities. We have the aerosexual relief fund. So with that said, we are partially integrated with animal control. And we know when the strays come aboard, just don't put on your steel toe boots and go over there and kick the shit out of them because they're in the wrong area. No, we don't do that. Like we said, we give you treats. We grab you behind your neck. You know what I'm saying? Snatch your fucking ass up and say, listen, bitch. We don't know who gave you authorization to be over here, but conduct yourself in a more decent manner, okay? All right, you ain't over here. Hey, we tired of doing volunteer work to control the population over here. Where did you come from anyway? Text, okay, it proves it why you over here. Now, what I want you to do, I want to take your ass up there, right there. I want you to stay right over there by the trash can, okay? And everything somebody throw in the trash can, if some food and crumbs fall out, that's your shit. Because we're all about giving back to the strays, okay? Stay your punk ass over there. Don't put too much emphasis in these strays, man. The numbers are only going to increase, man. Each day we get closer to the fight, the numbers are going to get larger and larger and larger, and they're going to be pretending they somebody else, and they ain't. I mean, they pretending that they are somebody else in this chat, and really, they somebody that we know. Bud is training like a contender. For sure, man. You know what I'm saying? For sure. Don Vaughn said Bud training like he has nothing that is dangerous. Like he has nothing that is dangerous. And that's a solid point. Bud is training like he's never been undisputed before. That's a champion's mentality. You know what I'm saying? That's a champion's mentality right there. Spence, man, I'm serious, man. Spence just looked like he's not locked in. Like Spence to me looked like he has faith that he's going to get some help. I don't know, man. Spence is just like, we know he having a fat camp. And him hitting the miss with Derek, it does absolutely nothing for me, bro. Like we done seen that shit before. Him hitting the miss and molesting the heavy bag. I don't see the intensity, man. I don't see videos of him doing circuit training. One thing we thrived on in certain scenarios in the core, in certain scenarios where we was blending in with other armed services and in combat training, is that we did circuit courses sometime, right? And we usually go in a very intense situation already tired. And they teach you, you go in there tired, but now you have to face somebody that is also tired, and you all have to, sometimes we sometimes have to grapple. We sometimes have to do weapons training and defend ourselves, and while we're fatigued. You know what I'm saying? When we in a state of adversity, we tired, dog tired, and we got to go in there and defend ourselves against knife attacks. You have to grapple. Sometimes we was grappling and the sand was goddamn hella deep. So you have to go out filling and all that. So with Bud doing all this circuit training, he's training like, though he's gonna be in those positions. He's gonna be in positions and areas during the fight where he's taking it as if it's going to be extremely serious. Like Arrow's going to be pressuring him, and if that pressure presents itself as people are talking, and we know Spence is going to come and fight. We know it. Spence ain't no punk, man. Spence is not a punk. Spence going to come and fight, but it's just like look, it's just like what you seen yesterday. Real talk. All that coming forward shit Villa was doing against Rashidi Ellis was not going to work because Rashidi Ellis and Jaron Ennis are two different boxers. So he got away with it from a fighter who wasn't thinking how to place his punches. You know what I'm saying? He was just throwing combinations and moving his hand, but yet his legs wasn't prepared for it. You know what I'm saying? So Villa was able to walk. He wasn't doing anything extremely special. But see, if Errol Spence believes he's going to walk into a conditioned fighter like Terrence Crawford and have the same success that Villa had against Rashidi and breaking them down, that's not going to happen, big dog. That's not going to happen. Everything about this scenario in both fighters, I would say that Crawford has the better conditioning, period. Crawford has the better conditioning, people. He said his win in Gamboa was difficult because of Gamboa's movement in and out. He had quick feet, but he knocked down Gamboa several times in that fight. So if he's giving Gamboa credit, right? Why is it that everybody else does not give Crawford credit for getting Gamboa up out of there after he was hurt? He didn't run away from being hurt. That's old news. That's old news right there. You know what I'm saying? I can't deal with hey Blunts. I can't babysit. I'm not here to babysit, bro. You know how them strays be leaving the porch, and you know they're gonna get their ass beat when they get home, but not without limping down the road. And they say, "Oh shit, there you go. We've been looking for you all day. What happened?" I just over there at WCS Boulevard, and somebody kicked me in the ass with a steel toe boot. That shit hurt like a motherfucker. Can you get some ice, please? Where is that pillow up in the rocking chair? Can you please put me up there? My shit fucked up, man. Ouch. Yeah, I'll be laying right here, man. Please give me some ice, man. And give me some ice, man. We got some CBD oil. Man, give me some CBD oil. God damn, they kicked the shit out of me. That nigga, man. Fuck him, man. Fuck all those goddamn Bud supporters over there. Man, they did me wrong, dog. Well, how did you know it was a steel toe? Dude, my whole body went numb. That ain't a regular boot. That ain't a regular boot, dog. That was steel toe. Why they got to use a steel toe on me? Goddamn, put the steel toe to his ass. That's his opinion. Why you mad at his opinion? You're not the one. I'm telling you, he playing. Hey, he got y'all attention, man. That's a little kid. That's a person. Look, that's an adult with a kid's mentality right there when it comes to boxing. You know what I'm saying? If they're talking about ABCs and we're damn near about to go to the XYZ, we're about to zip this up. This fight is about to be zipped up July 29th. You know, he's on the ABCs, man. He's playing with goddamn, the little big blocks with the leathers on it. You know, this is the type of nigga that has dominoes and all he does is line them up and then push him down and then put him in a different damn shape and push him down and see can all the dominoes fall in unison. This dude ain't in here to talk about no boxing. He just up here to talk about babysitting. You know, you got to be careful about letting these guys get your attention, bro. You know what I'm saying? Because it's nothing you're going to say that's going to convince them. And if you've really been following boxing closely, you'll know that him bringing up old recycled information, it really isn't pertaining to new, updated with 20 days remaining. You know what I'm saying? 20 days remaining. He's talking about old shit. What's going on, Hella Ones? What's good? Salute. You know what I'm saying? You gotta be careful about people just coming over here and disrupting the chat because that's their main focus to take it off Terrence Crawford. You know what I'm saying? They come over here to take it off Terrence Crawford, though. You just gotta be careful about that. Samar Warren, what's good? Peace and blessings, beloved. Salute WCS, salute stamp, certified a stamp and like button. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Indeed, my brother. Good to see you in the building. Toby Bartlett on deck. Salute WCS in the chat. We're global. We're global. And the big fish fry, July 29th. Yes, it's 20 days into the fish fry. The fish fry is not going to just be over here locally. It's going to be global. You know what I'm saying? People from domestic and overseas across the pond, man, we all going to be cooking up that fish fry. And it's getting hella close, y'all. That shit getting hella close. It's getting hella close. But let me tie this in, okay? Let me tie this in. Be told, because I can't say the first part because it don't make any sense based off his comment, right? But he said, because this is hot grease moment, right? And you got to understand, some of these people are just putting information in there because they're not real boxing fans. They just up here to put controversial stuff in the chat and hopefully get attention. They say Spence is going to dissect Crawford. And I mean, that's the same thing Crawford said on stage, bro. I mean, that's just you. Come on, bro. I mean, it's just not something that's reasonable for me to read out to the pen. I need something with substance to it, something that's educational. Saying all this stuff about this, that, and the other, man. Come on, bro. Did Errol Spence say he was a fisherman? Did he say he was a fisherman? He didn't say he was a fisherman, did he? He said he was gonna smoke bud. So you strays is over here. Find out what is his main occupation in this whole thing. What's his alias? Is he the big fish or he a fisherman? Y'all coming here talking about he's gonna do this to crawfish. Did he say he was a fisherman or a fish? What part of that did he say? If Porter wasn't a higher echelon fighter, then you have to understand that Errol Spence fought that man after Kell Brook and beat him already for a title. So since Sean Porter was going in there as a two-time welterweight world champion, he had already been beat by a dude that Errol Spence had defeated. So Sean Porter was already on the track record as losing his title. You know what I'm saying? Losing his title to Kell Brook, and then coming back in here and fighting a guy who had already beat Kell Brook previously for the same title Sean Porter used to have in his possession before stepping in the ring with Errol Spence with the WBC. So, you can say what you like, but you can't put that on Crawford. I'm saying Crawford did what he's supposed to do. But when you are fighting champions that are not undefeated and they have already taken losses, it don't matter if it was in their weight classes or not, because if Canelo can go up weight classes, let's just say he goes up to 168 and lose, that loss is going on his record. Just because he might have been a champion at 154 or 160, that doesn't erase the fact that he went up to a higher division to fight. It's still sanctioned and it's still recorded. So if he would have lost at 168 when he went up there and fought Rocky Fielding, then it would have went down as a loss. You know what I'm saying? It would have went down as a loss, just like Floyd Mayweather. Floyd Mayweather, for a long time, he was the only one that beat Canelo. You know what I'm saying? Until Dimitri Bivol took that real estate. Now he shares it with Floyd Mayweather. You know what I'm saying? And Jermell Charlo, he's going to try to share that real estate too, but it ain't going to happen. How was Bud going to get the other belts when the plan was really mapped out? Y'all got to be careful about these people that's taking your focus off the fish fry. You know what I'm saying? See, these are the type of people that'll start up a conversation blunts while you got that fresh, crispy fish in front of you that just finished cooking and still hot, and that hot sauce seeking in there, and you got your sauce and all that, and you feeling good. That's the type of person that'll come with there and start a bullshit ass conversation. And by the time you actually get to your food, your fish is cold as shit. You know what I'm saying? The coleslaw, it got a couple of freaking flies in it. The flies been enjoying your food while this food was up here just talking some nonsense. This is the type of food that put raisins in potato salad, dog. That's what type of that's what I consider his boxing talk to be. Potato salad with raisins in it. You know what I'm saying? And some sunflower seeds. You say, why did I play the clip? Because it's media. Why did I play the clip of him in the ice bath? It wasn't too much of an ice bath, man. You know what I'm saying? Like, you're talking about him saying he's the fish. A fish should be acclimated to water, even cold water. But this fish right here act like water has never been a part of his life. You know what I'm saying? You got Bud Crawford over there swimming laps, conditioning. This dude barely had his little pinky toe in the water. He barely had his little pinky toe in there. He's and Derek just up there like splashing him and shit. I thought as boxers, you get splashed with a bucket. You get right down to it. Them people don't have time for you to. Okay. 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 Let me put my shit. That shit cold. Okay. Can y'all run some warm water in here, man, or something? Can do y'all have a spray bottle? Somebody spray me down. Spray me down with some cold water first. No, man. Suck it up. Breathe. Suck it up, bro. A shark wincing in the water, he definitely in trouble on surface. Hey, talk to him, Don. He definitely in trouble. He definitely, man. He up there flinching, wincing, tensing. You know what I'm saying? Just from little sprinkles of water. Come on, bro. No. But what I can say, listen, when it comes down to it, you know, it's good that we're down to 2 sets of 10 for fight day. We getting real close, y'all. And I just had to remind people that Bud Crawford's already been undisputed before. You know what I'm saying? He's already had what it takes to reach that pinnacle before. And even though they still mention Gamboa all the time, Gamboa is in the past. Since that fight, Crawford has continued to relish in the moment. He's continued to grow as a fighter, bro. You know what I'm saying? He's continued to do big things in the sport. And they can say all they want about his accomplishments and try to put him up under that, sweep him up under the rug or try to hide him. You can't hide them. You can't hide those accomplishments. And people finding out it's not just as easy to go in here and take out these level of competition the way he's been able to do it in dominating fashion. We're finding out that everybody that wants to be in the same talking point as Crawford, they can't do that because your performance value isn't as what we have witnessed with Terrence Crawford. Your performance value ain't like that. Yeah, it's easy, when people just around the gym chit-chatting, but when it comes down to actual performance grade in front of the lights with the lens right there on you, you damn near look, two sea-level fighters, See, D-level fighters, you almost went the distance with them, bro. You almost went the distance with him. So, man, Crawford's on a whole nother level, man. He knocked down Gamboa several times in that fight and treated him the way he's supposed to be treated. He got him up out of there. He got him up out of there, zipped him, toe tagged him, and shipped him up out of there. So now we in bounds for 2-time. Nothing else is going to matter this year. Once Crawford pick up this 2-time undisputed, nothing else in boxing is going to matter. It's some people that's became undisputed, and it was talked about the first 48 hours after the fight. But you thought Crawford was being, doing interviews prior to this. Man, when he becomes 2-time undisputed, I'm going to love looking at the news. I'm goddamn going to be absolutely enjoying my celebration on this YTC, because it's going to be a lot of people that was talking. They're going to be MIA, missing in action, baby. They're going to be missing in action. People are going to be using up their health care, goddamn copay. They're going to be like, I need something to calm me down. Something tragic just happened. Oh, you lose a family member? Yeah, I did, man. I thought he was family. Oh my God. What can we do? Were you watching TV the other night? Did you see what I saw? Sir, talk to us. What's wrong? Why are you crying? You wouldn't understand. You wouldn't understand. Oh my God, you wouldn't understand. He got beat so bad, dog. Oh my God. Just look on TV, man. That's all I gotta say. Just look on TV. I'm telling you, it's gonna be bad, bro. It's gonna be bad. Put some chocolate covered strawberries in the water. He would go into the deep. You ain't lying, right? You ain't lying. Hey, float some strawberries on the surface, man. And we're talking about he's in his element then. I've been taking it easy. I haven't even really mentioned the strawberries like that. I haven't even mentioned the strawberries like that, bro. Mr. Gumbo, what's good, big homie? Crawford already said Spence doesn't like being on the back foot. Errol had no response. He did, man. He definitely mentioned, and that's going to be, look, I don't know what these individuals think, and it's not up to me. God didn't put me on earth to think for people. We can only go off, their mannerisms, behavior, and how they move as a person. But we cannot believe that this fight is going to take place and Errol's going to step and Crawford's going to step back. We can't believe that shit. We cannot believe that, bro. Nobody in their right mind, and it's been following boxing for years, is going to believe that Spence is going to come out the gate, because he's a so-called fast starter, and he's going to force Crawford off the back foot the entire fight. Was it just me? Or was Mikey Garcia stepping to Spence when they fought? Was Spence pushed off the back foot by a lightweight at one point in time during that fight? Was he forced to box off the back foot? Did a lightweight have Spence boxing off the back foot at certain periods of the fight? Come on, man. Come on, a lightweight and Mikey Garcia, and y'all acting like this guy is reinvented? This guy's reinvented? That's what you saying? You saying this guy's reinvented? So how many rounds did he go with Ugas? Can somebody put it in the chat? How many rounds did Errol Spence go with Ugas? The reason why I'm asking that, because Ugas was 35 years old, 9 months and 2 days when he fought Errol Spence Jr. All right? Keep this out now. I'm trying to drop some gems on you without cutting you and splitting you open. They're aerosexuals. Ugas was stopped in the 10th round. Hear me out. Listen to me now. And shout out to everyone that's in the building, man. Hit the like button, because this is what I attempt to do, right? Ugas went into the 10th round. We seen Ennis go into the 10th round with Vanilla Wafer, and we understand, that that's kind of surprising, right? But what's even more surprising is that Yordenis Ugas was stopped in the 10th round, y'all. Listen to me. Yordenis Ugas went into the 10th round with Errol Spence, a fighter that was 35 years old, 9 months and 2 days. And you're up here trying to convince me that Errol Spence is going to stop Terrence Crawford. Come on, bro. You're trying to convince me and everybody else in the chat that Ugas went 10 rounds. He went into the 10th round before the fight was stopped. And all of a sudden, I have people up here being casuals. I'm talking about motherfucking casuals, dog. Homeschooled. They acting like they homeschooled, bro. Like they never even seen the light of day when it comes to society out this bitch. They never pulled up on somebody and had a boxing conversation outside of just seeing it come across their timeline on YouTube when they're up there looking at shit about the universe. Ugas versus Terrence Crawford. It's not many people who say that fight would have went to the 10th round. It's not many people that's gonna sit up here and give you your the answer that I think Ugas has a chance. You know what I'm saying? Just like we didn't think Vanilla Wafer will go into the 10th round with Ennis last night, but he did. You know what I'm saying? He was a different type of wafer. But you're trying to tell me all of you guys is talking about Errol is gonna stop Crawford because he's 36 years old. He don't have his legs. What kind of legs did Ugas has? We're talking about a dude who escaped Cuba. 7 attempts. 7 attempts, bro. He had to go through some type of punishment, escaping and coming over here and starting a new life, right? But this is the same fighter. Look at the gems. I'm gonna polish it up for you, right? This is the same fighter who Errol Spence said that when he seen him online with his girl and enjoying life, he said, yeah, he comfortable. So a comfortable fighter, look, Errol, a comfortable fighter was able to come in here and go 10 rounds with a guy who they saying is the eye snatcher. It took you damn near to go the distance to take Ugas eye, who's damn near 36 years old and not even considered the caliber opponent of Terrence Crawford. And you're trying, and they trying to convince people that Errol's gonna come in here and stop Crawford. He went 10 rounds with Ugas, bro. He went 10 rounds with a guy who had 4 losses already. What are y'all talking about? What are you all talking about? And he was in his backyard, y'all. Listen to me. Spence was in Texas and Ugas went 10 rounds with this dude. Am I missing something? Look, am I missing something? Help me understand. Am I missing something when these dudes say that Spence is going to stop Crawford? He's 36 years old and he don't have his legs. He's old, antiquated, lethargic, groggled. You know what I'm saying? Ugas was 35 years old, 9 months and 2 days when he fought Errol Spence. And he went into the 10th round with Ugas. And you're trying to convince me in his backyard that he could have got him up out of there early? Stop it. Don't you dare do that to yourself. Don't you dare do that shit to yourself. Real talk. Don't do it to yourself. Don't do it to yourself. I didn't want to do it to you, but I got to. Y'all dudes are leaving comments all on my videos talking about how Crawford is going to get stopped by Spence. And I'm like, he went into the 10th round with Ugas, people. What the fuck are you talking about? This dude is not no one-hitter quitter. This dude is not no, oh man, this mercenary, man down, big fish. You're not telling the truth. Ugas had 7 attempts at escaping Cuba. 7. On the 7th attempt, he was successfully able to do it. We're talking about a fighter who went in there with multiple losses. And when you line him up, even though he had been in there with Sean Porter, he still lost that fight. He does have bragging rights in beating up an old Manny Pacquiao. Salute. I give him all the credit in the world for getting that done. Right? But what I'm trying to help some people understand is that he went the distance with Manny Pacquiao. Yordenis Ugas back in 2020 during the pandemic won a split decision against Abel Ramos, who had 3 losses already. Also, pre-pandemic, in February 2020, he went the distance with Mike Dallas Jr. I mean, not a distance. He went to the 7th round with Mike Dallas Jr. Who is that? He went the distance in July 2019 with Omar Figueroa Jr. He lost a split decision to Sean Porter March 2019. So I don't need to go. You know what I'm saying? And then what's crazy, people talking about I'm being petty, right? All right. Okay. So I know I changed lanes back and forth, right? And that's just the rhythm of the way it goes when you're talking this boxing shit. But that same gym that's over there where Boots is at, they have this tendency to speak up their fighters because they're trying to get Philly back on the map. And I get it. I respect that. That's Philly's the shit, man. Philly has freaking lineage. It has history. But I did hear y'all talking about Ray Robinson. I did. And they tried to put Ray into the category of, a Terrence Crawford, or he could have fought Ray and all this other stuff. Now, I know y'all had big hopes in Ray, and y'all still do. But understand one thing. When Ray Robinson went in there and fought Yordenis Ugas, he had 2 losses already. And Ugas stopped him in the 7th round. So you can say what you want about him being ready for Crawford. He wasn't even ready for Ugas. I was just putting that out there because y'all threw Ray up in there. And I don't know what be going on over there. But when y'all get in front of the camera, when y'all see YSM Sports, and shout out to YSM, all respect. When YSM, Jamil come over there and he got the camera rolling, y'all start to chop, chop, chop. And I'm not getting it. Like, Ugas, come on, bro. Ugas beat Ray. I'm just putting it out there. Ugas beat him. Ugas beat him, bro. So if you ask anybody, hey man, who you think gonna win between Ugas and Terrence Crawford? Man, come on. It's not even gonna be that lengthy of freaking pause. It's not gonna be a pause up there or anything. People gonna be like, nah, man, Crawford's gonna win that. Then you really can't use the debate. Like, well, Ugas, he takes care of himself too. It's not going to be a debate. Well, Terrence Crawford, he don't go out and okay, nor does Ugas. Terrence Crawford, he's too old. But no, him and Ugas damn near the same age. You know what I'm saying? They up there, 30, 36 years old, shit like that, right? So when it comes down to it, we're gonna have to go off what the resume is talking about. And we know when you look at the right side of the Terrence Crawford resume, it says 0. And also we can look at his resume, at his entire body of work at welterweight division, and see that he stopped every opponent. So we can also look at Errol Spence's last 7 opponents, okay? The last 7 opponents. And we can look at their wins and losses. You know what I'm saying? From Kell Brook coming in there with a loss. Lamont Peterson had multiple losses. Carlos Ocampo, whoever he was, he had a 0 on his record. He didn't last over a minute in the freaking fight. Shout out to Mikey Garcia cashing in at 0. It was well worth it. Mikey Garcia leaving the sport for a couple of years to get off and under that contract. It served him. But Carlos Ocampo, Mikey Garcia, come on now. But shout out to a 4-weight division. He got it in. Sean Porter had losses. Danny Garcia had losses. Yadina Ugas had losses. Come on, bro. Come on, man. What's going on with y'all, man? We still talking about resumes. Stop it. Have y'all and hit the like button, support the channel. Please do, man. Y'all hit the like button, support the channel. Support the channel. Hey, shout out to Rice Eater 79, man. Hashtag fish fry. You already know what it is, Rice Eater. You know what I'm saying? Support. You know what I'm saying? Appreciate your support, big dog. Hey, Bruce Gas, Boxing Jazz, and more. Salute to you, OG. How you feeling this morning? OP on deck. I see you. Nothing worse than a cold. Scroll Haddock. We need that fish fresh. Man, we need that shit fresh, man. Well, you can still see a little bit of the oil bubbling on the fish because you get it right out that motherfucker. That's the only way to have a fish. You take it right off into the plate, and you have that damn paper towel right there so the grease can just soak in a little bit. And we're not gonna give the grease time to soak all the way in. We're gonna tear that motherfucker apart where the steam start coming out, and we're gonna dip that motherfucker in whatever condiments we got, and we're gonna start eating. You know what I'm saying? We're not gonna sit up here and let a motherfucker talk. Well, you know what I'm saying? Like let's start here, man. Let's start here when Crawford was actually coming up to 135, man. Like real talk, he didn't do anything at 135, man. Gamboa wasn't nobody. Ricky Burns, no. I mean, he didn't do anything. Nobody knows any of those guys. Well, you got to know Yokis Gamboa, right? Yeah, man, he's a softy. He was a bum. No, he wasn't. You know what I'm saying? You can't say he was a bum. It's easy for you all to say that now, but you leaving out some true facts that Crawford made him look like he was nothing. Crawford made that man back in the day look like what he is now. That is the part that hurts you the most. It's dudes that's going in here and going into the 12th round with Gamboa. Tank went into the 12th round with Gamboa. You know what I'm saying? Crawford didn't. Period. WJ Luckett, what's good? Arrow made a thing about Bud not liking hot sauce. But Bud didn't say he was going to be eating the big fish. He said he was going to fry the big fish and was going to feed everyone. Facts, man. Talk that shit, man. Facts. Facts. Absolutely. Goddamn it, people's been paying attention. Goddamn, putting this shit on the microscope. Look, I got it's scientists in this motherfucking. It's scientists. They putting shit under the microscope. Okay, let me check that shit out right there. Nah, motherfucker, that's not what you said. This is what you said. People goddamn putting shit under the microscope, big dog. You know what I'm saying? He said Arrow made a thing about Bud not liking hot sauce, but Bud didn't say he was going to be eating the big fish, man. He said he was going to fry the big fish and was going to feed everyone. Talk that talk. You feel me? You know what I'm saying? You feel me? I see the wrenches was swinging. I see somebody swung the wrench and somehow doo-doo wop was removed from the area. I have nothing to say. Let's keep it moving. One-legged Gamboa took Tank 12 rounds to stop him, and they give Tank his flowers. Yeah, man. See, once again, scientists at work, they're putting stuff under the microscope as close as we get to the fight. They are bringing new evidence to the light. This is what I like about it. You bringing new evidence to the light, man, because this is real factual information. They absolutely gave Tank his flowers. But when it comes to Bud, you have to look at one thing. Tank experienced a portion in there with Gamboa landed some good shots on him. It's almost like Gamboa lands a shot that causes, you know, Crawford to be off balance a little bit, but they just forget about every other knockdown that happened in that fight. We get it. It's called hate. That's all. It called hate, man. So True Bud wins. Everyone deleting comments, going to Rumble. Don't delete it. You know what I'm saying? Don't delete it. You feel me? Don't delete no comments because that's what replay is. That's what the screenshot's gonna be. Because we need all the evidence possible. We need all the evidence. And see the crazy part about it, the strays are not gonna be as active come to evening of July 29th, heading into July 30th. Because I think pretty much this is gonna be an AM type of shit. This is gonna be a different type of Sunday. For real. For real. It's gonna be a different type of Sunday. I ain't gonna lie. It's gonna be a different type of Sunday. It's gonna be a different type of summer, man. We're gonna be up. We're gonna be up, man. We're gonna be up. So those of you that need permission, some of you niggas that need permission from your chick, make sure you talk to her, finesse her real good, sweeten her up. Give her, go to 7-Eleven, buy her about 1 or 2 roses and a slushy, and say, hey, baby, the fight coming on tonight. No, I wasn't planning on watching no boxing tonight. No, baby, this is historic. No, I want I got things to do. I'm gonna have my girlfriends over. Listen, can I please watch the fight? Please. No, I told you this long time ago. I don't like that boxing stuff. You know what I'm saying? I don't like that boxing stuff. Yeah, I have to think about that. What if I buy you a slushy from 7-Eleven, the same 7-Eleven that Crawford ran into a content creator over there? You know what I'm saying? What if I go to the historic Newark 7-Eleven and buy you one of those big gulps? Would that make it better? All right, then. All right. All right. If you say you're gonna buy me a big slush, all right. Okay. And get me a slaw dog too. Oh, you get a slaw? Okay, cool. I'm gonna get you a slaw dog. DJ trains his stable to move forward. If you look up some old tape, parallels can be drawn to DJ's fighting and arrow. Same power stance, but easy to put off balance. True words, man. Talk that shit, bro. On a Sunday, talk it. And check this out, OP, right? I mentioned previously how Derrick James was, discounting the fact of Crawford being a switch hitter. He really said it had no dynamic to Crawford's, fighting style and making him much of a threat heading into this fight. It didn't make a difference, right? So he also mentioned that when it came down to a fighter taking punishment and the fighter getting knocked out, Derrick James, now to caveat on what you said, Derrick James made a mention that he would rather get knocked out. Derrick James was a boxer back in the day. Now he's not my top 1 million fighters ever, but Derrick James was a fighter, right? He said he would rather get knocked out than take punishment because punishment has a time release effect. Even Timothy Bradley made mention of that after getting out the ring with Provodnikov. Okay. But check this out, OP. But if that is indeed true and you'd rather get knocked out, why don't you implement and attempt to teach your fighters head movement? Not only that, because I don't want to give them too much helpful hints, because I know people be sending them anonymous links to DJ. Hey, they talking about you, DJ. They talking about you. Why wouldn't you train your fighters to take as less punishment as possible? Why would you train your fighters to do like you just mentioned and come forward? Because when you have fighters that are coming forward, it presents the same dynamic like Ennis had against Vanilla Wafer. For real. It allows a very educated boxer to be able to become a counter striker, a sharpshooter. It allows them to be able to pick and place and move those angles easily because their opponent is coming directly in the front door. So it provides them with many opportunities. areas of opportunities to attack. And if Derrick James' mentality is, I'd rather get knocked out rather than take punishment, why one of your premier fighters in Errol Spence takes punishment? All he does is come forward, 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 and people praise him for being flat-footed and stepping. Oh man, when he used that jab, he takes a step forward and close distance with the jab. Well, also it allows him to be susceptible to a counter shot too. If he continued to step with the jab, jab, jab all the time to get close within the proximity of his opposition. So I agree with you when you're talking about, if you look at some old tapes, parallels can be drawn. I mean, I don't give a damn what Derrick James talking about. He don't watch boxing. He watched boxing, and he's definitely been watching boxing from what it's going to be worth with Crawford. I don't know who he's going to watch because they give him no credit for fighting anybody at the welterweight division. So when it comes down to it, we're talking strictly off Errol Spence and his style, and he does come forward. So who cannot come up with a plan based off that? Who can? They can draft up, and I agree. That is a true point right there. They can draft up. They can come up with a game plan off a fighter who has somewhat of minimal versatility to how he approach his opposition. You know what I'm saying? He comes straight up. He's linear. So hey, it's going to be interesting, big dog. It's going to be interesting, bro. Big Buns and Boxing. Appreciate the $2 super chat, my brother. Two-time undisputed. Bud by destruction. You know what I'm saying? Bud by destruction. I want y'all to remember what I said about Ugas now. I want y'all to remember now. It's supposed to be Manny Pacquiao. He might have dodged a bullet there, y'all. Manny Pacquiao is a mover. Manny Pacquiao is a mover. I think Errol Spence dodged a bullet. You know what I'm saying? Yordenis Ugas, not so much. But Manny Pacquiao is a mover. Errol Spence dodged a bullet with that eye coming out. You know what I'm saying? He had to put his eye in a bag and got them take it to the doctor to have it, reinserted. But don't forget, Ugas went 10 rounds, but they up here talking about Errol Spence, who looks unenthusiastic in fight camp, is going to go in there and take Bud out. And he went 10 rounds with Ugas. And Ugas is just as old as Bud. But we all know Bud is in top tip, tremendous shape. I get it. Serious question. Can a fish breathe swimming backwards? I don't think they can. And Bud did say he was going to suffocate the big fish. I don't know. It's some fish that can do some amazing things, Toby. But I don't really care about this particular fish and what versatility or what variables that he have training for this fight. One thing we know, you cannot teach an old fish new tricks there, Toby. And this is a perfect example. You know what I'm saying? You're not going to be able to teach a shark, supposedly a shark, right? Hey, man, we're going to try something new. We're going to get you to swim backwards and then explode forward. Okay? No. That's not the way my DNA is. My family, I never seen my family swim backwards at all. What are you doing, man? I swim all the way from Spain. My family don't go backwards, man. We attack. What are you doing? My family will kill me if they see me swimming backwards. For real. Like, come on. You can't get a shark supposedly to swim backwards. Come on, bro. Look, I told you already, y'all. The depiction of the shark walking up the hallway out of water, he was already suffocating, Toby. You know what I'm saying? Look, this is not a shark, man. Stop the madness, man. This is not a shark. This is not a shark. Real talk. This is a person that's dressed up in a shark costume, pretending to be him. There's no way a shark is going to be out of water going door to door. There's no way, man. Come on, stop the cap. It sounds good. It's adorable. but it simply isn't made for adults. Adults look at that shit and it's like, no. Someone send this down to the 12 and under. Yeah, the 12 and under. Yeah, let them listen to this shit because we're not buying it. We're not buying a shark walking up the hallway that's a little bit taller than the doorpost and trying to knock on Terrence Crawford's door and he's hiding in the dark. Man, get the fuck out of here. The goofiest, bro. Ten rounds after he stopped fighting back in the 5th round and turned into a punching bag. Facts there, Shaw News. Facts, bro. Y'all dropping some very serrated facts. Lawrence Cole gave him the ultimate command that a ref could give a fighter. STOP. Stop. Then he probably said some other shit on his breath now. Nick. You know what I'm saying? I don't know. They ain't catch that on audio. What the fuck you think you doing, man? You already received the orders. Don't be trying to goddamn win these titles, bro. All we're gonna do is throw you in a rematch. We told you what it was. Errol Spence is gonna get this 3rd title, and we're gonna go in there for a fight with Terrence Crawford, man. Stop. What are you doing, man? It's about to be bad for you, bro. He became a punching bag, y'all. Yadinas Ugas, 35 years old, 9 months and 2 days when he fought Errol Spence. And that man stopped punching and got beat up. Beat up, y'all. That man got beat up. Talking about his eye was bleeding for 40 days and 40 nights. And when Noah came by with a first aid kick, he said, nah, I'm good. I went through worse with Cuba. My escape from Cuba. I don't need bandages. You sure? It's not going to be healthy. Even the salt water is not going to help your eye. You might get an infection. You sure? Because this is the only time I'm coming through. Noah, I appreciate you. Go ahead. Sail on. I've been here in these waters before. Let me stop, man. It's Sunday. I keep forgetting. Stop, dog. See, you look at it from angles. Things get real two-dimensional when you size it up for a little off the side look. Facts. I'm just saying, like, Derek say he would rather get knocked out, but his fighter rather come forward and take punishment. So a punishment is a residual effect that sits with you over a period of time. How would you want that for your fighter? That's not healthy. That's not healthy at all. How would you want that for your fighter? How would you want him to just take that punishment and take that punishment? Shout out to you, C. Wood. I see you in the building. WCS salute. What's good with the C. Wood? What's good, man? Hey, C. Wood, I was just mentioning what I hear, bro. They was trying to put Ray up there in a Terrence Crawford. Like, I never seen a fighter get so many people dumped in his lap, man. Like Terrence be bypassing people, and he don't even know he passed them. It's just they be putting him in the conversation. Terrence could have fought so-and-so. Who? Chucky Willard. Who is Chucky Willard? Oh, he's a professional boxer. He undefeated. For real? Yeah, man. He could have fought Chucky Willard. He's over there in Omaha too. Oh, wow. I didn't even know that. What's his record at? Oh, he 1-0. He what again? He 1-0. 1-0. He's a local though. So you saying he's 1-0 and he's a local and Crawford should fight him? Yeah, I'm just saying, give a hometown guy to give him a chance to step in there and really get that experience under his belt. Man, dude, do you know Crawford is on the pound for pound list? He's not thinking about Chucky Willard. He's not thinking about Chucky. Real talk. He's not thinking about that shit, bro. But they put all these guys, they put Ray Robinson as if Bud could have fought Ray Robinson. I'm like, what? What are y'all doing, man? I mean, come on, bro. Stop. And then I remember them talking about how Sean Porter was in retirement, Shelley himself. So they gave him no credit for being Sean Porter. And then they say Kell Brook was broken up by Errol Spence when Errol Spence received a broken up Kell Brook from 160. I mean, really, I pay attention to all that shit, bro. I mean, they be putting a whole hellacious amount of damn responsibility on Crawford, bro. Shout out to OP Gamer with the $20 super chat in the building. I appreciate you, brother, for supporting the channel. Yes, sir. On a Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, and all the way to the weekend, shout out. We about there. You know, we 20 days in. We 20 days. Yes, sir. It gets real funky from here on. He said, hey, man, I'm just going to chill back and listen. A little late. Appreciate you. Keep going hard, man. I appreciate you. OP Gamer on deck, dropping the $20. Thank you. One love to you, brother. Boots fought a test dummy. That fight kind of reminded me of Ugas versus Spence. Damn. You ain't never lied. You know what I'm saying? But hey, we can't give him too much shine because he followed Vanilla Wafer. You know what I'm saying? He followed Vanilla Wafer, dog. We can't put too much effort in that. He followed Vanilla Wafer. Don't feel no type of way about my words. He followed Vanilla Wafer, dog. Korean Chulikin went the distance, and goddamn Villa was damn near at the door of going the distance, but he got him up out of there, and I salute him. He did. Vanilla Wafers, man, that's the toughest Vanilla Wafer that I've ever seen with a pair of gloves on. Real talk. That's history. That's history, bro. You know what I'm saying? I thought that Vanilla Wafer was gonna crumble in the 6th round because I said, hey, you gotta get him up out of there in 6. Terrence got amnesia. Y'all saying it was anesthesia, right? So I was like, okay, you got jokes. You got to get him up out of there. If you got that switch in you, you know what I'm saying? If you got that switch in you that push you on fully automatic, you should be able to get this dude up out of there in 6 rounds like Crawford did. Anesthesian. He couldn't do it. I try to play Eric Thomas for him, y'all. When you get to the darkness, when you feel the pain, just push through it. Push through it. Eric Thomas with his motivational speech. Just push through it. When others are failing around you and you know you are stronger than them, you just push through it. Hey, he couldn't get him up out of there, dog. You know what I'm saying? Come on, you got to put names to that, bro. I can look. Shout out the Ball Out mixtape. All right, you ain't fire, bro. You ain't fire. I'm just gonna put it out there because you have to put names to it. Crawford stopped a midget, but EJ couldn't. Come on, put some names. What are you talking about? Crawford stopped the midget. Crawford stopped the midget. Who did Crawford stop again? Who's a midget? Every Christmas, we do the 7 fish superstition. 7 different fish on deck. Okay. That's what's up, man. It's always good to hear about other people's culture and shit. You know what I'm saying? I just wish black people had a culture. But anyway, this is not about black anyway. But yeah, I eat fish. I love some shellfish, but nothing like grilled fish. Nothing like grilled fish, man. Nothing like grilled fish because you ain't as guilty when you partaking in that nutritional freaking delicacy. You know what I'm saying? Especially if it's cooked, it's cooked the way it's supposed to. But goddamn it, I'm from the South. I ain't gonna lie to you. I like fried fish too. If it's not too salty, it's not too much season on it. God damn, get that shit. Oh my goodness, man. Oh my goodness. It's nothing like it, man. I ain't gonna lie. Just like some fried chicken. I like me some good fried chicken too, now. You know what I'm saying? I can have some fried fish and fried chicken on the same plate, eh? But hey, if anyone is in the chat that's close over there in Philly, can y'all drop by that care package, man? Go to the store and get a couple of boxes of vanilla wafers and some gummy bears and shit, you know, and just drop off a care package and tell them it's from WCS, man. You know, I'm all about giving back to the community, but y'all need to stop, saying all this stuff about Crawford. He ain't fought nobody, and his resume suck, and Ray could have fought him, and he could have fought Boots last year, and he could have did this, and he could have did. Come on, bro. There's teams for that. There's teams, bro. Come on, it's teams. You know what that is, Ennis. You was wrapped up in a lot of shit where you couldn't spread your wings back in the day. You know how that business part works. That's why I was happy for you to be able to fly. But then you flying and you acting like you the condor or something. You're not the condor, bro. Come on, man. You're not the condor in this game. Crawford pick up these titles July 29th. Man, you're not next in line. Jim Gray asked you, hey, I'm just going to ask you there. Ennis, first of all, congratulations on the win. But what does this say for you? Being that, where do you go from here? You're not going to get a title shot anytime soon. Unless, Errol Spence just say, no, it's time for me to move up for 147. Do you think Crawford will face you at 147? Well, I hope so. Hey, I'm going to be like, I hope Crawford face him at 147 too. So we can put this shit to bed. I hope Crawford face you at 147 too. I think it'll be a good fight. But you all chose to go the IBF route. So when y'all putting Ray up in there and y'all putting all these other people in the lap and you say it was anesthesia, but yet you couldn't take out a vanilla wafer? Come on, bro. We got to hold you accountable for that shit, dog. Gamboa was undefeated, former champ and Olympic gold medalist when Crawford stopped him. Hey, Blunts, I told you about taking that evidence from underneath the microscope and presenting it out to the naysayers. You know what I'm saying? And the ones that's just the onlookers outside, just walking the block, kicking a can. Be careful about wasting up all your days, you know what I'm saying, and countless hours trying to convince these suckers what it really is. You know what I'm saying? Because they don't understand that, that saying that's out there that if what is it? They say, well, I'm just going to put it in the boxing fan perspective. If you're on here talking about something that happened that many years ago and you speak about it as if it's relevant and it means something of substance this day and time, like it means something to speak on a guy, a Cuban fighter who was touted as being one of the best up and coming rising, and Crawford defended his title in his hometown. So if the only thing that you remember is what happened in the ring in Omaha, Nebraska, then you are not even a casual boxing fan. I wouldn't even call you a boxing fan. You are just one of those damn grocery store workers who bag people's grocery and give them greetings when they're leaving. You're stocking the shelves and shit like that. For real. You're the janitor, bro. Like, you're just still trying to figure out what you want to be in this boxing game. If you're still talking about Gamboa, nah, you're a parking lot attendant, bro. You don't have a major job where you're in charge of people. You just like being the Walmart greeter. Hey, how you doing? You still watching boxing? Oh, okay. I do every now and then, but I haven't been watching it lately. I'm gonna get down to it though. Those guys, Crawford and Spence, fighting right. Yeah, I heard of them. I don't know too much about them though. Seriously, real talk. I don't know too much about them, but I heard it's supposed to be a pretty decent fight. I'm gonna get with some of my friends, and they was talking about going to the local sports bar and getting some wings. But I don't know. Yeah, you're a casual, bro. You're a casual civilian. That's what you are. You're not a casual boxing fan. You're still talking about Gamboa 10 years to fucking go. That's 30 years old. But yet, let's talk about what you was doing at 20. Let's talk about 25 and talk about what you was doing at 15. Now, would that be fair? You're 25 years old. You consider yourself to be grown, paying taxes and everything else. But let me talk about what you was doing at 15 years old. Is that going to be fair? That's how we move through life. We're talking about what happened 10 years ago as if it's relevant today. Hey, I was just looking over. We scan your barcode, your Neuralink, and they said 15 years old, you was caught pretty much in the room, and it was some, one-on-one activity going on, and you was destroying the Jergens lotion. I don't want to know what that's about, but since you was actually, Neuralinks don't lie. Since it's been recorded, we can't hire you, sir. We can't hire you because that right there, you trying to tell me you were still a virgin at 15 years old? Then, hey, we can't have you over here because we don't want any sexual harassment and all that. Have you been able to take care of that lately? Are you still a virgin? No, you can't be hired on here. No, sir. No, sir, at all. You can't. We have to decline and reject your application for employment, sir. Go back to bagging groceries and greeting people at Walmart, and I think you'll do just fine. He said, "Man, I'm sorry. My girl tried to stop me from watching the fight. She talking out the side of her mouth. I'm playing." Man, I'm telling you, man, it's relationships that went to the wayside because some people's girl had heard, they've been hearing supposedly their man arguing with other men into the AM about this fight and saying all this shit, and they knew. And look, if you stay with your girl and she don't know you have a YouTube channel, then that's the kind of chick I like. You know what I'm saying? If she don't know you have a YouTube channel, kudos to her. But you got some guys that's up there, they'll be sitting there chilling, watching TV, and then they try to talk boxing with their girl. Yo, baby, I was thinking about going to the fight. I don't like boxing like that, but you're gonna like this one because this is the biggest fight. They try to break it down. I really ain't never been into that shit like that. I hear you talking about some guy all the time. What's his name again? Oh, Bud Crawford. I don't like that dude. That nigga, man, I don't like him. So, with a woman, if you say you don't like another man and she has access to try to find out who this man is, a woman is smart. She will do her due diligence and do her research. So she hear you out here dogging and dogging and dogging, and she go look him up on IG, and she become a fan. So you sitting on there again, talking, y'all supposed to be chilling, Netflix, or whatever the fuck you doing. And you up there texting, "Hey, baby, who you texting?" "Oh, I'm texting this guy, man. It's this dude up here, WCS up here talking shit as always about Spence and all that. Oh, he a Crawford fan? Oh man, that's great. Good for him. I mean, I just happened to find out some stuff about Crawford, and he's not a bad dude. Like, he's undefeated, just like Spence. That's what I know. I'm not a boxing fan though. How did you find out that information?" "Oh, I just went and started, I was just on YouTube like you do." You can't be on YouTube. You say you're not a boxing fan. I did. I mean, I've heard you talk about this guy so much, I had to go look him up. So now that girl become a Bud Crawford fan based off the strength of you fucking hating. And now you got relationship problems. Oh man, that's fucked up. I don't know why you hate him so much. It don't take a brain science. Like, I went to college for my graduate degree, right? So I'm looking at this and I'm like, damn, he's did more than this guy that you're talking about. What's his name again? They're just calling me Jay. I don't know what's his full name. Like you be saying when I be hearing you, Errol Spence. Well, Errol Spence, it just seems like Terrence Crawford's done more than him in his career. So why do you hate him so much? Like, we don't even stay in Texas, bro. Your girl start checking your ass. We don't even stay in Texas, bro. Why are you so angry? We stay in Iowa. We stay in fucking Iowa, and you so mad. Sean News say Spence got to live up to him and his team. Disrespect. The 29th, it has to be a one-sided beatdown. Crawford fought nobodies. But Crawford not in a house fight. He not taking the Al Heyman order. Stop. Hey, man. I don't want no fixed fight showtime. All I want is a fair fight. I want mano and mano. I don't want the referee Has anybody, if you have any information, have we found out? I don't know why this shit ain't posted yet. I don't know why this shit ain't posted. We dealing with Vegas now. You know, Vegas love rocking and rolling with these numbers and trying to get paid off motherfuckers betting on who they think. But the betting odds is pretty close or whatever, from what I understand. But has anybody found out? Let me check before I ask you a dumb question. All right. Let me check before I ask you a dumb question, right? Okay. Hold up. Let me check first. They might have implemented it and put it out there already. Okay, let me do one more line of research. Okay, let me skim over this. Okay, I'm trying to find out who's the referee, y'all. Who is the freaking referee for this fight? That's going to be a determining factor too, because we already seen crossing guards. Crossing guards can be extremely detrimental. Lawrence Cole was a crossing guard. You see, you know what I'm saying? Lawrence Cole, when he said stop, Uga was shook. Uga said, "Excuse me, con permiso, amigo." He was like shook. You mean stop? Why? So I'm trying to find out who Heyman and him long-standing relationship work together. Okay, so who are we talking about? Who is the referee for this fight? It's extremely important as to who is the referee. Who's the referee? Who is the referee for this fight? And see why they haven't put this out there though. You feel me? Why they haven't put that out there yet? Anybody know who the referee is for this fight? Because that's going to play a significant role in, these fighters really engaging one another. You know what I'm saying? Like, who's going to be the referee for this fight? I hope it's not Kenny Bayless, man, because Kenny Bayless has one of those type of disabilities where a fighter can hold 67,000 times like Caleb Plant, and Kenny Bayless looking right at him holding, and he don't goddamn say anything. Caleb Plant held a total of 7,462 times, and Kenny Bayless said nothing. I don't know if I want to watch a fight where a fighter is going to go in there, pop, 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 hold, pop, 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 hold, pop, 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 hold. You know what I'm saying? That's what we see. I don't know if I want to see Kenny Bayless. And you know damn well, I don't want to see Tony Weeks. I don't want to see Tony Weeks, God damn it. I do not want to see Tony Weeks like he did Barroso, because I don't know whose side he's on. Terrence Crawford signed to fight Errol Spence over there. You know what I'm saying? He signed. He didn't sign a promotional deal. He just signed to fight Errol Spence over there for 2 fights with a rematch clause. He ain't the golden child. He ain't the family. He ain't a part of the family now. He did say he would rather get knocked out. That's why he punch drunk now. Man, y'all better have some home training up in here talking about them old folk like that. Y'all better watch what you say talking about them old folk like that. Listen, if one thing that I know for sure about Derek and having experienced him, I have no idea why he's erratic like he is. He's just very impulsive on certain things. Real talk. But hey, when it comes down to it, people believe he has the master plan to go ahead and beat Crawford, but his fighters don't even listen to him like that. And I was speaking to one of my colleagues the other day, and they were explaining some details that on All Access, Errol Spence was trying to compliment Derrick James, and it did not seem like it was organic. It seemed like Spence was just fluffing the listeners with a little bit of all access bullshit. You know what I'm saying? Because he's on record as saying he didn't like Derrick James. He didn't want him as a coach, this, that, and the other. And Derrick talks about, hey man, it only went 2 years. And he didn't say shit, man. He wouldn't even say nothing to me. It was 2 years, man. You know, he didn't say shit to me, man. That 2 years still exists, y'all. They'll never catch up with that 2 years with no conversation. Never. It's just odd. It's a weird type of a relationship. Like, I guess they couldn't go up the street to running shells. You know what I'm saying? I don't know. You know, Marcello did, but I don't know. I mean, I don't think him and Derrick James have a coach relationship. That's with a lot of trainers. A lot of trainers don't really have a great relationship with their fighter. They have a relationship with their fighters, but it's not a great relationship. You know, I think DJ is a good trainer, but you're right. He'd rather them guard than move. If you're gonna have your fight and train them to come forward in the line of fire, you know what I'm saying? Even when we're doing maneuvers to address the target, it's not one time in training where they told us to run in a straight line until you get to your target. You know what I'm saying? You may be hit about 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 times. Okay. But what you should always think about is that if you continue to move, you'll be able to make it to your target, hit the ground, and potentially unload a mass assault of rounds on your target, killing your target. In the process, you will have took out your target. Mission accomplishment. Now, what happens to you after that? We hopefully that we can get you back to the rear and get those bullets out of you if you survive. But if not, we're gonna fold the flag and send you home, and that's what you signed up for. Okay, soldier? Okay, we appreciate you. Now, like I said before, take deep breaths, run in a straight line, and you're gonna start feel some things. You know that is the enemy firing at you, and they're landing. Okay, don't think about it. You know, just continue to run in a straight line and get fucked up. And if we can take you back to medical, we're gonna try to get them to remove that shit and get you all patched up and bring you right back out to combat, bro. That's how it works here. Goddamn, Derrick James want him to just run down the motherfucking pipe. Come on, man. Look, one thing I like about Crawford, I don't think mind boxing off the back foot because he's still applying effective offense, effective punch placement while boxing off the back foot. I like it. He's not just shut down. He just doesn't cancel out. Like he has nothing else to do. It's no plan A or B because he's boxing off the back foot. And to hear Derrick James say it, his switch dancing don't work. Listen, Errol the master of fundamentals, but superstars go past fundamentals. If Bud has any holes in his guard, it's because he stays loose, unafraid to perform how he performs. Hey man, talk that shit, man. That's well said. That's well put right there. You know what I'm saying? One thing we know about Errol Spence is fundamentals, absolutely. But he's gonna have to push past. I totally agree. He's gonna have to come out and do something that's unnatural. He's gonna have to be unnatural in this fight, man. All that double jab, close distance. Hey, man, it's just gonna be a jab. He's gonna be jabbing, 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 bro. Once Bud gets that distance down with that jab, he's gonna start to come on top, over top of it. He's gonna start lighting his ass up, and he doesn't take too long at all to make adjustments, especially in a fight of this magnitude where Crawford isn't trying to go to the scorecards. He isn't trying to go to the scorecards, y'all. But that's well said about. It's because he stays loose, unafraid to perform how he performs. And that means risk taking. Crawford is unafraid to take risk. And when he does take risk, and if Errol Spence is able to land some shots that says to Crawford, you know what? I've tried enough of the offensive game plan. It's not working. Now I'm just gonna put that shit over there. Hey, Bomac, can you just put that over there? Yeah. Why are you getting rid of your game plan so quick? Just put it in the bag, man. I'm done with it. Oh shit. Oh shit. Now I thought this was gonna be later on in the fight. Oh shit. He threw the motherfucking game plan out. It's only the fourth round. Oh my god. Oh man, this is about to be a massacre. Boback said, man, you threw the game plan out already, dog. Is killer be killed already? God damn, dog. Don't let him throw the game plan out in the fourth round. Better than good, a true great, durability versus instinct. And Bud has instinct. Definitely, I agree with that. Definitely, I agree with that. You know what I'm saying? But I look at it like this. I look at Errol Spence as having instinct too. Errol Spence has the instinct to continue to be aggressive, even in the process of knowing that he's going to take more damage than he needs to. He has the instinct to continue to believe that he's going to break down his target. He's going to break down the opposition. Instinctively, he feels that if he keep that pressure on, and he feels he's invincible. He's put it out there. Spence said, you know, I survived a car accident, no broken bones. He feel like he's invincible. I believe, like as a man, right, who was all about the adrenaline side of it. I understand where he's coming from, but I never thought I was invincible. I just felt the level for which I was riding motorcycles, it was a comfort zone that a lot of cats, especially black riders, wouldn't have. They wouldn't have because they wasn't riding to that level. See what Spence understands that experience that he was a part of outside of the ring. He felt the way he did inside the ring. But you're trying to convince Spence that what he experienced outside the ring from an accident and he survived with no broken bones, combine that with the way he felt already before the accident, and even go back farther than that with this video that's out there when he was very young with his Olympic counterparts, and they say, "Who are you?" He said, "You don't know who I am." You know what I'm saying? I'm Errol Spence. I'm beating everybody and this, that, and the other. You know, he had that mentality. He had that ego back then. And one thing about me, I don't care if you got an ego. Like, it's okay for a man to have an ego, bro. It's okay to be in competitive sport to have confidence in what you do as an athlete. I don't have no problem with that shit. But it's just when you don't give the other person credit who's on the same level, if not higher than you, who's been in front of you on the pound for pound list. He has a better body of work, but you say he ain't fought nobody. Come on, man, you ain't fought nobody. So if he ain't fought nobody, why are you doing so much for the B side who haven't fought nobody? You giving him these concessions on a bet you made 5 years ago. But yet, yes, Spence, I would suggest you do this. Why don't you just put a tweet out there and tell these aerosexuals to stop mentioning Gamboa? Because if you saying he ain't fought nobody, and these casual boxing fans talking about, you know, what happened with Gamboa, both of y'all looking crazy. We can't have both layers looking crazy. You talking about he ain't fought nobody, but you can't surpass him on the pound for pound list unless you beat him in this fight. And it took you forever to try to meet your manifesto. We up here wondering, did you really want the fight? You know what I'm saying? And then you got your people out here talking that crazy shit, talking about, oh, Gamboa. I mean, you got kids. Look, you got these kids out here that's calling themselves boxing fans that they really ain't doing their research. These motherfuckers just listen to damn other channels talk Gamboa. So both of y'all can't be out here looking crazy, sounding crazy. We got one of the biggest fights in this year coming up in 20 days, bro. 20 days. And these niggas still out here talking about Gamboa, bro. And then you get Derrick James and say, oh, who's your fault? Who's your fault? And then you got Errol Spence. Oh, man, come on, man. No, man. He ain't fought nobody, man. Damn, man. You ain't fought nobody, man. I mean, come on, he ain't fought nobody. And your coach saying that, well, goddamn it, it's gonna be a show come July 29th because y'all don't believe in this man at all, bro. And I'm gonna tell y'all straight up, it ain't nothing that Derrick James doing over there that can prepare Errol Spence for what he's about to get. He got too much going on. He got too much. He got away with it with all these other fighters. Yeah, he was put on the magazine by going the easy route and picking up titles from Porter and Ugas. Cool. But all the time, like I always mention, I never let it go. This man always knew he had to come see Bud Crawford at the end, and that was going to take a different type of signature. He know this signature was going to be a whole lot more different than the other signatures that he signed to face Porter and Ugas. He knew goddamn in the core, I'm talking about to his core, he know that he had to go see Terrence Crawford at one point in time. He knew the shit, y'all. Y'all know it. Man, you funny as hell. We learn a lot from each other. Hey, man, that's what it's supposed to be, big dog. You know what I'm saying? For real. Neuralink, Johnson lotion. No, I actually said Jergens, but you know what I'm saying? Hey, shout out to I am Cam Edwards, man. One love to the Archbishop WCS. Hey, shout out to the apostles on deck, man. Straight out of Omaha on in the building, man. Andrew Charles on deck. RMR 123. WCS, I support you, bro. Give my city a break, bro. 215 Philly. I'm Team Crawford over Spence, though. Hey, hit me out. 123, right? I'm not talking about your city. When I say Philly, I always give Philly mad love, right? Like Philly, man, back in the day, when you're talking about Philly fighters, come on, you got to give respect. Not once have I disrespect Philly. Not once. I didn't respect Philly. I'm talking about the gym over there. They all come out with this. I correct myself. Not all of them. Majority of a lot of Crawford vitriol and criticism has been talked about out of that gym over there. And they be trying to say, okay, Crawford can't do this, that, and the other, but I'm not going to repeat myself. Now they had the audacity to try to say they didn't know anesthesian, but we didn't know vanilla wafer cracker. You know what I'm saying? Like we didn't know who that was. We already had a Karen go in there and go the distance, and we say, oh my God, not again. It's not Philly, bro. I don't have no problem with Philly. Philly ain't did shit to me, but I just know it's public record that they talk so much shit about Crawford and try to pretend. Like, come on, think about it. 1, 2, 3, right? Just like the numbers are in order, right? Tell me how you would have processed it if Boots would have called into a show with Crawford. Like, hey man, you don't want the fight. That's cap. You don't want the fight, man. No, what do you mean? What do you mean? You know what I mean, man. Well, no, what do you mean? You don't want it. I didn't want what? I didn't want what? What do you mean? And you didn't want the fight. Man, what do you mean? When? When? Crawford was asking when. You don't want the fight. When? When? When did you want to fight? When? Back in 2018. What? Man, stop it. Stop it. Stop it, bro. Stop it. Come on, stop it. Cut it. That's what Crawford said, cut it. You believe that you're a fool? You believe that you're a fool? How you looking for Crawford in 2018? Man, that's a whole nother damn live stream, bro. Crawford was about to face Jeff Horn after vacating the belts from being undisputed. Come on, man. But man, we good. RMR 1, 2, 3. I don't have no problem with no Philly. There's some real Philly dudes over there, man. I ain't gonna lie. You know what I'm saying? You got some real Philly cats over there when it comes to this boxing game. I'm just talking, man, all the damn, the venom that comes from over there out of Philly when it comes to Crawford. I mean, come on, bro. You gonna show Errol love because he was born, but yet Errol saying he was born around that way, but Texas raised him. Damn, bro. Hoorah, simplify, man. Spence doesn't like getting hit. You know what I'm saying? Spence doesn't like getting hit. Bud lights up when he get hit. True words, man. Shout out to the KING on deck, man. True words. Bud does light up. But you know what's even more dangerous there, King? When he actually turned the switch on and he stay lit. That's the problem. That's the problem. Now we need to make sure, because I'm getting different. I'm getting different word now. I think I don't know if it was Shakur Stevenson, a Bomac. I don't know. It might have been Bomac. But when they told him he was behind on the fight, and Crawford said 3-letter word, how? His facial expression didn't change or nothing. And then he said a 2-letter word, okay. And then what happened after that? Oh my God, what happened after that was destruction, dog. So hopefully Bomac is there already training Crawford. You behind in the fight, dog. Just coming to the gym. Hey, Crawford, you behind in the fight. Just get him mentally ready, dog. I'm not saying you have to do that with Crawford, but I just remember him saying how his facial expression didn't change. And then he said, okay, like, dude, we head into the 10th round, man. We're just a round outside the championship rounds. We're heading, like they saying you behind in the fight and you only got 3 rounds left. And this dude said, okay. And then it was straight demolishment from there. Okay, I got it. And of course, I know the bullet sponge mentality. You make it to the fleet, all that silly stuff stops and objectives get drawn out. Yeah, man, that's a lot of stuff according to what MOS you got too, because we know admin is different than infantry. So the shit is quite different. Then the chow hall is different than communication or, you know what I'm saying, motor T. Yeah, man. For real, it's quite different. I ain't gonna lie. It's different. No more charge and die. There's a big difference between a blunt object and shrapnel. Oh, you ain't never lied. You ain't never lied. Would bruise you up. But shrapnel cuts through the opposition, make you start leaking. And one thing about the importance of shrapnel, it cut through organs. It's several, it can cause organs to leak and you can bleed out. And sometimes you can't even remove shrapnel because it slices you so much. It's in there in the midst of vital organs. So yeah, it's tough, bro. You know what I'm saying? It's tough. One honor on deck. I see you. What's good with it, bro? For real. You know what I'm saying? Ennis went 10 rounds with a vanilla wafer. You ever seen a vanilla wafer that tough? They was talking about anesthesian, avocado. They made up all these names for Igis Kavalaskis. No, why can't we make it up for freaking Ramon Vanilla Wafer? This man battled a vanilla wafer, dog, with gloves on. It took him 10 rounds to crack him. Look, how can you not get a vanilla wafer out of there in 6 rounds? You almost had him. He was like, I heard you, WCS. I heard you. I'm going to get him up out of there. He couldn't do it. Come on, man. He couldn't do it, bro. Shout out to Ennis for the win. You couldn't get him up out of there, man. So that shit y'all criticize Crawford for, it ain't that easy, is it? It's not that easy, man. Andy on deck. What's good? WCS Crawford 2-time undisputed. Talk to him, man. Let him know, man. Let him know we got 2020 twin on deck. We got 20 days for you, shawty. We got 20 days until fight day. And look. But I must tell you all, we only have 2 more weeks of fight camp. Spence, I hope you are locked in to do what you got to do with Crawford. You already know what we have to do. Team Crawford. We have to. We have to go in here once again into the battlegrounds and take over. You know what I'm saying? And take over. See, the one important aspect I want you to remember heading here in Vegas to the T-Mobile Arena there, Crawford, is that you're going to have more than one opponent that night, I believe. You're not going to just be fighting Errol Spence, but you're going to be fighting the referee and you're going to be fighting the judges. So being that up to this point, you've stopped all your opposition in welterweight, let's make this no different. Let's make this no different. But it would be good if you stop Errol Spence in shorter time than you did Sean Porter. Because they said Sean Porter was a foot in retirement already. So what excuse they're going to use? You go in there and stop Errol Spence in earlier fashion than Sean Porter. They're going to say, oh, he was weight drained and he really should have been fighting at 154. Oh, he only stayed down there because Crawford stalled out the negotiations in 2022. So really, you need to put this to bed in shorter fashion than Porter. For real. Because just like Porter, no one has ever stopped him. So this is going to make it even more sweeter than you go in there and stop Errol before the 10th round. You know what I'm saying? It's going to make it that much sweeter there, Terrence. You know what I'm saying? It's going to make it that much sweeter, big dog. Hey, shout out to Carlos Rosado. Salute to you, big dog, with the $10 super chat on deck. First time catching your channel, I believe Bud needs to make Spence reset and put him on the back foot. At times, I like Spence. I just feel Bud has more in his bag. Once Bud start making Errol think, it's over. He said once Bud start making Errol think, it's over. That seems like somebody who pay attention to boxing. Because I agree, like I don't feel that Bud, like I was speaking earlier, the OP, he made a comment about the back foot. I don't see Bud, being in an uncomfortable position, boxing off the back foot. If you look at his very first title fight at welterweight, Jeff Horn was trying to use that Australian, that Aussie size on Bud, and Bud had no problem allowing him to do all that shake or bake shit he was doing to try to use his size and try to bully him. We talking about Jeff Horn was trying to use elbows, forearms, all that shit. And Crawford slowly, boxing off the back foot, started catching him, slowing him down to the point with Jeff Horn. He had to think about trying to come through the front door and use that pressure. And that's the good thing about it. If Bud started making Errol think, and Errol has to say, okay, I have no other choice but to try to box off the back foot, or he's standing there. It's going to be crazy because once you start becoming a static display with Bud Crawford and he start landing his shots and you think it's just going to be an all out mono type shit. No, it's not going to do, because Bud is always going to hold one position near and dear to his heart. That is distance. His position when it comes to distance, he always going to hold that near and dear to everything that he has going on. He's going to be right there in front of Spence, but he's just going to basically collect data so he can be right outside the punching range of Spence to land that counter. You know what I'm saying? I mean, that's how smart he is. And if Spence starts moving forward and he's up here doing the same shit that Mikey kind of had him doing at points in the fight, you got Bud in front of you, man. Bud is a closer, a C-L-ozer, closer. You know what I'm saying? Closer. Did I win a spelling bee? Thank you. Can I get my trophy? Appreciate it. But big shout out to Carlos Rosado. This first time I seen you over here, big dog. And one love to you, bro. Continue to support the channel. And hopefully you subbed. Facts, Crawford said you sounding real sleepy, the boots on that show. Philly, the Mecca, no shade was thrown to Philly. Yeah, Philly, the Mecca, man. Got mad respect for them Philly cats over there. Real talk. Zab Judah, I don't know how many times I seen him in public. I seen Zab on the street after the fight, and Zab gave me an interview. I got much respect for Zab Judah, man, former world champion. You know what I'm saying? Legend of the sport. Real talk. I consider Zab Judah, OG of the game. Real talk. So, when somebody take time, when he look, I tell people this: it was Zab Judah, Gilly, Swaggy P, or whatever his name is now, and some other dudes. And I'm out there, just filming whatever they talking. And I say, "Hey, champ, can you get a minute? Can you give me your assessment of the fight?" And he gave it to me. Not only that, he did the same thing in the hotel when we was in Manhattan. He did the same shit when he was over here in ATL. I done seen Zab a lot of places, so I'm definitely not shitting on Philly. I'm just having something to say about the individuals that's talking that nonsense, that bullshit. You know what I'm saying? Let's not do that. And come on, man. Y'all not breaking up vanilla wafers right, bro. Y'all not breaking up vanilla wafers, dog. How can all of a sudden vanilla wafer, vanilla wafers be treated like, let me see, what could we put them in there with? What's that shit? Peanut brittle. I can see if y'all was in there fighting some peanut brittle. God damn it, that shit can do some damage. Like, you got to be careful with peanut brittle. I can see y'all going 10 rounds with some peanut brittle, but y'all was in there with goddamn vanilla wafer, dog. Soft, mushy vanilla wafer. Y'all couldn't get that dude up out there in the 6th after Blunt said he was gonna knock him out in first through 6 rounds. Now, come on, man. And Blunts, have you apologized to the people for even giving them the indication that Boots can pull that shit off? Did you apologize to the people yet? I'm not saying you have to. Big dog. I'm just saying, as a person that always identifies the elderly, you know what I'm saying? In some areas that the elderly, mistakes that may be made with the elderly, did you yourself just say, hey, man, I think it's only right that I apologize to the people because I said that Boots was going to knock this man out in the 1st through 6th round? I think that's something you need to think about, big dog. He was listening to his pops. He started to try to break vanilla wafer down too early. Hey, man, they go in here and try to, do all that acrobatic shit. And, you can't do that shit with Crawford, bro. You can't do that shit with Spence. You can't do it. And if they wanted Crawford so bad, don't leave the sanctioning body and then keep on sending little sticky notes over there. Man, we want to fight you, dog. We want to fight you. We want to fight. And you the IBF champion. Now you trying to, you the IBF interim champion. And then you're trying to act like it's all Crawford. He has to do all the leg work. Call me out, dog. Call me out, dog. Call me out, dog. Come on. You should have stayed in the freaking, hey, look, you should have stayed in the damn WBO sanctioning body, bro. Stop faking. Took Loafers 10 rounds to get Quesavilla out of there. Shaking my head. Boost need to fight Stanthionis. He said he want to fight Stanthionis next. You know what I'm saying? He got Quesavilla up out of there. You know what I'm saying? He put some sauce in there, some guacamole and shit like that. It took him a minute, man. I think he was full already. I'm from Philly as well, and even I understand Boost was just talking, but he did the damn thing, and last night he did. Listen, Rosado, no one said he didn't do it, but as talking goes on here, man, we listen to everybody talk trash. And he didn't get it done in the type of fashion for which he was talking about Bud. Look, if you in Philly, you know damn well the shit he did on $1 million worth of game was cap there, Rosado. It was cap, brother. It was cap. This dude come up here out of his sleep. Crawford is up there getting the special treatment, and they lining him up with all this. Hey, I think you had a better body of work, but Spence, he's fought the better opposition. Okay. All right, I hear you. But explain that. What do you mean by I can't break it down? That's just what the producers gave me. Come on now. You know what I'm saying? But yet when Spence came over there, Rosado, they was shucking and they was goofing around and chuckling and slapping knee slappers and shit, ham bone. They was over there. They wasn't asking him hardly any boxing questions, dog. I think that was extreme bias. I ain't gonna lie. I think that was just a point of favoritism, blatant favoritism, man. And they didn't ask Errol Spence hardly any boxing questions. But the fact that Spence woke up, I mean, we're talking about Boots waking up out of his sleep and talking about he was trying to fight Bud since 2018 was cap. Certain things cannot go unaddressed and unnoticed, bro. How are you trying to look for Bud in 2018 and no one even knew who you were back then? No one knew who Boots was back in 2018 when Crawford was headed to his third division for a championship title against Jeff Horn, bro. So I wouldn't really take it as Philly. You need to take the individual that's in Philly, bro. I worry about that. The PBC Hammer versus Team Crawford. If there's any integrity left in the sport, they should know just let what happened happen. Hey, that's what I'm saying, OP. I think that's what it's gonna be. He's not gonna just be fighting Arrow in there. That's all. You know what I'm saying? I don't think he's gonna be fighting the referee. We already seen that fight with Caleb Plant. See, we didn't get that when Canelo fought Caleb Plant, but when Benavidez fought Caleb Plant, dude. Man, they just let Caleb Plant get his combos off and hold, man. Kenny Bayless act like, huh? I mean, come on. Matter of fact, let me do something right quick. Kenny Bayless. Well, that's not what I wanted. Kenny Bayless has refereed 845 bouts. Kenny Bayless has refereed 845 bouts. He has refereed Benavidez and Plant, Michelle Rivera, Frank Martin, Jess Rodriguez, Israel Gonzalez. Man, come on, the list goes on. Oscar Valdez, Shakur Stevenson, Chris Colbert, Hector Luis Garcia, Keith Thurman, Mario Barrios. Man, come on, man. This dude, Julian Williams, Vladimir Hernandez, Jerry Anderson, Vladimir Tereshkin. Man, he's been in there with some heavy hit. Man, he got experience. Richard Comey, Jackson Marinez. And the only thing I'm trying to say is that Kenny Bayless, man, he's been around for a long ass time. So let's even put Tony Weeks has refereed a total of 861 bouts. 861 bouts. These are seasoned referees. The same guy who just stepped in and stopped the Ismael Barroso fight against Rolando Romero. But the same one who was in there with Marcus Brown and Badu Jack in a bloodbath. You feel me? You know what I'm saying? I mean, come on, bro. Come on, man. Who's going to be the referee? Anybody found that information out? With Spence style, I don't see it going to the judges. I'm round betting on Bud. Okay. I would say you got your money in the right spot. I don't know what the betting odds are. I don't know what the betting odds, though. I don't do that type of shit. Andy said, I'm so excited for Bud to beat Spence. I took 2 vacation days off work. Thursday and Friday. Let's go, Bud. Fish fry with the hot sauce. Yes, sir. Fish fry with the hot sauce, baby. You know what I'm saying? That's how we rolling. We rolling with the hot sauce. I know Bud said dry rub, but no, you got to get that good hot sauce, man. I ain't gonna lie, it's nothing good with it's nothing better than a fish fry with some good hot sauce, man. Come on, man, some good hot sauce, bro. And a side of coleslaw, preferably, or some potato salad, with some beans. We don't need all the premium sides to it. We just need the simple sides, bro. We need the simple size. Throw some shrimp in there, the simple size to the fish fry. That's all. We need the simple size, man. But the main delicacy is going to be that fish. That fish, bro. I feel like July 29th is going to look like a better version of the Prescott fight. Hey, man, this dude went 10 rounds with Yadinas Ugas. I have to call it for what it is, people. Spence with 10 rounds with Ugas. And the reason why I'm mentioning that is because you have people that's dropping comments on my vids, right? And they're saying that Spence is gonna knock him out. Like, look, you saying that you getting, what do you expect Brian Custer to say? Brian Custer would say that he bounced back from the accident, but this man is not the same person, not the same human being he was prior to. We know that. And I mentioned this before, outside of my unqualified expertise on this matter. I'm just speaking from a person of observation, right? I can sit up here and say, assuming based off what I've seen and how the car flipped and what medical condition he was in and went to the hospital, and the way the Spence I knew before the accident and after the accident, he ain't the same guy. But the crazy part about this whole deal, his professional job doesn't consist of him going to a desk and typing on the computer. Anyone and everyone with any sense of mobility when it comes to being a logical thinker and processing this whole thing, they will look at it and say, you know what? I can see him have a better time of rehab and all that with a desk job, with something that's non-damaging, innocuous, that he can continue to go in there each and every day and don't have to worry about being punched in the head. But in his case, he did hit the pavement with no helmet, right? So you're talking about getting teeth knocked out, but there was no other damage. When he say he has no broken bones, that doesn't mean you don't have soft tissue damage. Like, you have football players who run to the hole all the time. You have football players who's running routes and get crashed on. They don't have broken bones either. Over and over again. So since you have to take damage in sparring, which we seen McAlooey, we seen Errol Spence taking damage with McAlooey after the accident, and we know that his job consists of him taking damage to prepare for a fight, and he have to take damage in the fight. Arguably, in my opinion, when he steps in there July 29th, this is the most damage he's ever going to take. Period. And consistent on what I've been saying, I believe that Errol Spence is getting stopped. I don't buy into no broken bones, I'm a savage. I don't buy into the place of you catching up, you playing catch up with Crawford. He's not the type of guy that you play catch up with. I don't buy into any of that shit. You're not going to be able to play catch up with a guy who stays in the gym and take care of him body while you've been cheating death. Now, cheating death, the bragging rights outside the rope sound good. It sounds very good for All Access. Real talk, it sounds very good. But at the end of the day, the reality is here outside of the easy route. You got to go in there and fight 12 rounds, man, from a guy who I know you're looking at his training regimen. This dude is out here full blown, full steam ahead. Bud is out there at high elevation, And people on there dropping comments talking about, oh man, Bud never get, I mean, Errol Spence never get tired. Errol Spence never get tired. But dude, if you're the one dictating the momentum, right? And you're comfortable, what happens when Bud takes you out that element and you have to come up with other areas and other plans that you didn't train for? Because once again, we must understand this, people. Derrick James has made it perfectly clear that Terrence Crawford switch hitting does not make any difference. Also, he has made it perfectly clear Derrick James and Errol Spence mentality in one sentence say he ain't fought nobody. So he should be an undeveloped fighter that Errol Spence is able to take out. Now, also, we've heard Errol Spence double down on that and say all his opponents been great. I've been a fan of Crawford. So he's been on both sides, right? Seriously, he's been on both sides where he say, "Oh man, you ain't fought nobody, man," and then you listen to him when he's with Brian Custer, his other sparring partner. You know what I'm saying? He's up there. Well, I want to ask you, what do you think about Bud Crawford's resume? What do you think about it? Oh, I think his resume is great. You know, I've been a fan of Terrence Crawford. So what you're saying? You know how Crawford is. I mean, you know how Brian Custer is. You know, he's a Crawford. I mean, he's not a Crawford hater, but he's a Errol Spence supporter. He's a good dude, though. Salute W says we good, bro. Oh, no doubt, man. Hey, we should be anything. We should be everything, you know, good, man. It ain't no Philly thing. But people over there definitely shouldn't be get mad at me because I'm talking the same trash talking that they talking in the gym. You know what I'm saying? How can people come in here and put it off on Philly as a whole? Man, please. I'm from the city. I'm from the city. We're gonna see why Spence wanted to take that easy route. Hey, one. That easy route is over, bro. Easy route is over. It's done. It's over. The easy route is put to bed. Now it's a clean slate on who is going in there and has the most heart to get this win for all the titles. It was a mistake, but he said he still said it. As I say, I'm just curious if Bud comes out orthodox or straight southpaw when he fights Spence. He's obviously will switch when need be. I'm just wondering if he throws some wrinkles in early to show Errol off, to throw Errol off. I mean, that's a lot of us there, Carlos. I mean, when it comes down to it, we're all thinking what's going to happen in the early rounds because Timothy Bradley had mentioned that, you know, he wants Errol Spence to kind of reduce his punch output, right? And people saying that Timothy Bradley trying to set him up for failure. I'm like, listen. People brag about Errol Spence throwing 100 punches per round, 100 punches, 100 jab, whatever it is, 100 punches per round, right? But also there's another layer to doing that breakdown. Also, who was he throwing 100 punches around towards? Who was his opposition that was there for him to throw 100 punches around? If you become vanilla wafer and you start to crumble, yes, you're going to be an easier target for a fighter to pick you apart, period. But as we know, for Terrence Crawford, he is a mover. He's a groover. You know what I'm saying? He's a mover and he's a groover. So I'm curious to know how the beginning of the fight's gonna, because they saying that Crawford can't start slow against Spence. They saying that Spence can't, Spence can't lose the early rounds to Crawford because Crawford's only gonna get better as the fight go along. Bro, I even have people talking about how he fought Sean Porter. And him and Sean Porter, had another level of respect for one another. But he's been on record. Crawford said him and Spence aren't friends like that. Like he don't know him personally. That ain't my friend. I don't know him personally like that. So I respect it all the way up to when the bell rang that Crawford's mentality may potentially be a lot more aggressive than we've seen him previously. That's all I believe. And I'm not taking that Errol Spence isn't going to be aggressive either. Errol Spence has an aggressive fighting style, and so does Bud Crawford. Just because Bud doesn't go in there and press forward doesn't mean he doesn't have an aggressive fighting style, right? That doesn't mean that. It's just like Tank. Tank has a low punch output, but he's very surgical and accurate, and he possesses power. He possesses the equalizer with his power shots. Bud Crawford possesses the equalizers too. He may not be putting out 100 punches per round and people marveling over that, but yet when he does place his punches, what happened? They're extremely effective. And what happened when effectiveness is playing a role in productivity? You start to break down your opposition. I mean, we don't have to do a whole analytical synopsis on this shit. We don't have to bring out the freaking the audio and visuals. We've seen enough on it already. We've seen the film. It's enough. We know how freaking Errol Spence is gonna come out. We know what style, and we're guessing on what style Bud. But our main focus for both fighters is what type of tempo is it gonna be to open up this undisputed fight? What type of tempo? I think y'all are asking the same questions. You know what I'm saying? And that was a solid question there, Carlos. That was a solid question, man. You know what I'm saying? If he throws some wrinkle in early, I'm curious to know what wrinkles do you believe he might throw in? What wrinkles we may potentially see? You know what I'm saying? Will he just start off southpaw from the beginning, or will he test the orthodox? They know how many damn southpaw fighters that Errol Spence has fought up to this point. They know. Bomac and them, they know. They know. See, the good thing about this fight also is that they're gonna stop and they're gonna put some respect on Crawford's team for real, because they don't put enough respect on what he's been able to accomplish and to attribute that to those who get Crawford prepared to go into battle. They've been taking that shit as a joke and been talking so reckless about freaking Crawford's team, but yet they don't give them enough respect as to their proper preparation prevents piss poor performance type of mentality. Proper preparation has been going on long before the presser in Beverly Hills with Crawford. He was already training. He was already staying in shape. So his whole entire fight camp is to work on the wrinkles that Rosado was talking about. What are the wrinkles that he's going to bring in the fight? That's what we want to know. Armar 123, man. Salute to your brother with the $5 super chat. Big shout out. One love, man. You know what it is up here. Like, I'm gonna talk my shit just like everybody else. But you know, it's nothing that I have to go beyond that. I'm gonna talk my shit because that's what it is. You know what I'm saying? It's open season. You know what I'm saying? When public record is out there, content creators and everything like that. Hey man, it's open season. Shit can be talked, but as far as personal shit and all that, no, that ain't me, man. Unless somebody take it there now. Oh, I agree. He could have done more, and that's what I meant when I said he was just talking. Boots was all cap. I saw that interview. I just think it was a bad look for him, really. After Bozy had a different type of language about that, and I respect black father and son tandem anyway in the sport of boxing. You know what I'm saying? But Bozy said something different, and then Boots coming there talking about they've been wanting to fight. But I'm gonna tell you another fine detail that happened last night there, Carlos. This another fine detail. Every time he's asked about who you want to fight next, he always say Spence first, Crawford second. He never put Crawford first. The only time we really heard him talk all this about Crawford is when Crawford was there with $1 million worth of game, and it was nobody else for him. You know, it's no other route that he had to take except to say, yeah, I've been trying to fight you since 2018. Every time you hear him mention, even in All Access, bro, he said he want to fight Spence first, Crawford. He never puts Crawford first. So if you've been looking for a nigga for since 2018, bro, you've been looking for him since 2018. When you put him first in your conversation, wouldn't that be the first name that you blurt out? I want to fight Crawford. Well, you're the IBF. What? I want to fight Crawford. Well, you know you had to. I want to fight Crawford. Well, hold up. I want to ask you why you didn't stay in the WBO if you want to fight Crawford. I know. I think about that now. I want to fight Crawford. That's not what we're hearing from Boots. Boots want to fight Spence. Period. Let's let it be known. He put Spence first, Crawford second. There's a pecking order sometime in the number system. Okay, one ain't always before two. You know what I'm saying? But in this case, it is. God damn it. One, he want to fight Errol Spence first. I think Spence would be in the fight. I think Spence would be in the fight in the early rounds. But once Bud collects that data, Bud's going to press hard and test Spence and clip him. And you might be right. You know, it's all about, you know, the overlay, you know, Andy. At the end of the day, it's all about, you know, overlay. Like predictions, man, they're so fragile. You know what I'm saying? They have so many holes in them. It's hard for them to stay afloat, bro. You know, we can make predictions all day, but it's hard for them to stay afloat. We really don't know what it is, bro. Seriously, we don't know what the prediction is going to be. We can talk on it, and if the prediction makes sense, then you get the participation from the people. If the prediction makes sense, you do get the participation. But it has to make sense for people to say, hey, man, okay, you made some sense with that shit. Or, nah, man, you just talking some bullshit. Kenny Bayless always looked like he got caught doing something he shouldn't be. I know, right? Hey, and that's what I'm talking about. That's the look he had when he saw Caleb. Caleb was holding 10,900 and motherfucking 48 times, dog. For real, he was holding the shit out of Benavidez, man. And look, it was a bogus ass game plan by Caleb Plant, right? Who had talked all that, like, I got mad respect for Caleb, but he had told me to my face twice that Benavidez was the easiest fight at super middleweight. It's in my catalog. He's the easiest fight. And when you finally get the opportunity, oh man, you hold that man after every combination. Kenny Bailey's just sitting up there like he has a inflammation. You know what I'm saying, around his eyeball area. Like his eyes are closed shut. He had an allergic reaction to shellfish, dog. He can't see a motherfucking thing. He's going off feeling. He's going off sound. Where you at? Where you at? You over here? Okay. Left, right? Okay. Oh, okay. All right. Benavidez, hey, ref, he's holding. Holding what? I can't see it. What are he holding? Huh? He holding his hands up? What are he holding? Talk to me. I can't see shit. Man, come on, stop it. Andrew Charles, what's good with it, man? Shout out to Andrew Charles with the $10 super chat, man. Hey, thanks for the support. One love, brothers, always. You know what I'm saying? Andrew been around for a good minute, man. But shout out to you, man. Salute to supporting the channel, man. I appreciate it. We got 20 days. You already know what it is. You know what I'm saying? Big shout out to Andrew with the $10 super chat on deck. Y'all need Saturday, Sunday off because July 29th, I ain't going to sleep when Bud wins. I'm going to be up all night. Man, we're going to be up all night. We're going to be up all night talking shit, man. God damn. It's going to be mayhem and chaos in this motherfucker, dog. For real. I'm going to be having a conversation with God. God, I know it's Sunday morning and I do not like sinning on your day of worship, but I'm going to ask you forgiveness right now because it's about to be some sinning, goddammit. Okay? And hallowed be their name and thy kingdom come. Amen. It's going to be some sinning that night, dog. There's gonna be some sinning. It's gonna be some people angry. Ugas got heart to stand there and be a punching bag for 5 rounds. I don't know if it has to do with heart, but what I know about boxing is that boxers have a routine of going to the gym. And it was when you hear people talk, man, this is what I don't like about certain people that always inserting themselves into the conversation. Like, you will have people that have no way of becoming a professional fighter that's considered to be elite and that's put in the top 15 in the ranking system in their designated division, right? They'll sit up here and put their name in there like, I never did this in spar. I never did it. Well, you ain't shit. You're a nobody. You're a nobody when it comes to this boxing. But listen, what I know about the boxing is that fighters know how to go in there and move around. And they know how to go in there to a point where, like Danny Garcia and Yordenis Ugas, and move around. And the punishment that they take, man, it is what it is. Like, this is boxing. They have, look, it's been time they came in there and sparred with headgear on, and they was trying to work on certain things, and they was getting punished. Just like McAlooey and what he did to Errol Spence. It happens. Boxers knows how that can go down. For Ugas to go in there and stop fighting tells me that what Errol Spence said about him being so comfortable with his girl and having all this money for the first time, I can understand where he would be over the moon, escaping Cuba unsuccessfully 6 times, and having all that money. I get it. I get it, bro. I get it. And then he was about to go in there and make another pretty decent paycheck with Spence. Hey, man, yeah, his eye looked worse for wear. Danny Garcia eye looked worse for wear. But seriously, these fighters know how to go in there and move around and take punches. And yeah, they are going to continue to swell up and sell it to the crowd. I'm just saying, bro. I don't want to take people's momentum off of July 29th. But, man, come on. Ugas was doing damn good. And all of a sudden, he stopped fighting. Stop it. Stop it, dog. Spence wouldn't have beaten Porter after the car accident. Nah. Hell no. Spence wouldn't have beaten that Porter that fought Crawford, man. Because look, they was talking about how good Sean Porter was looking in there with Crawford. They was giving that man mad love. Oh, man, he looks great. Look how he's moving around. And then once the fight gets stopped, oh, man, Sean Porter's dad, Kenny Porter, said training wasn't going well. When did you know it wasn't right in training? Okay, if you knew in training, why did you show up to work then? Well, because it was over $4 million, nigga. I mean, you think I'm stupid? I'm gonna get that $4 million, nigga. I got bills to pay too. Okay, so everything was good in training camp. Enough for you to allow your son to go ahead and fight pound for pound, best in Terrence Crawford. Yeah. You can say that. Okay, good. Sean, what about you? We seen you beating up the canvas. Did you know that didn't count to the judges' scorecard? They can't grade you punching the canvas. You would have to land those same punches on Crawford. So did you realize that after you had, just commenced to try to bludgeon the canvas with all those shots? I was just frustrated. I wish that moment had never come. Okay. What's next for you? Retirement, baby. I'm out of here. I've never been stopped before until tonight. And yeah, Crawford's dangerous, man. All I gotta say is Spence. Hey, you got one on your hands, boy. You got one on your hands, boy. And in my blood voice, boy, you got one on your hands, boy. Don't fuck around with him, boy. Hey, boy, don't fuck around with that Omaha Boston, boy. But of the jail like Kobe used to be. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying, King? Hey, he in the gym like Kobe used to be, bro, back in the day. They used to say, Kobe, you about to go to the gym. What time now? 3:30. Practice ain't to 7:00. Kobe's mindset was, yeah, that his Mamba mentality. He had already put in work. That means he had put in more work than anybody that was going to be on the team. And then when practice was over, he was still ahead of them because they didn't put in the hours that he did before they actually had practice. I'm just summarizing that. Yeah, bro, you're right. C-Bud training, I thought I was looking at the Walter Payton regime, throwback training. Yeah, man, Bud training, man, it's motivating, bro. It's motivating. I ain't gonna lie, it's motivating as shit. You know what I'm saying? You know, man, it's motivating. I kind of had similar mentality on how I went about taking care of myself. But I'm not here to give you the BITD story. You know what I'm saying? You know what the BITD back in the day. Oh God, I can hear blunts now. Oh God, old nigga up and talk about back in the day. Let it go, nigga. Let it go. It ain't no more back in the day, man. You old, dog. I went by Steve Willis. Hey, yeah, people mention Steve Willis, man, but I don't know, man. I would like Steve Willis, bro. I don't want Kenny Bayless, man. I still remember Kenny Bayless just acting like he didn't see shit against Deontay Wilder and Tyson Fury. I don't want Kenny Bayless to referee. I'll take Steve Willis though, because it's gonna be some moments in there, some classic moments, man. That Steve Willis is gonna give you that look. You know what I'm saying? He's gonna give you that look. When Crawford land the motherfucking counter shots on Spence, he gonna give you that look. He gonna turn his head, cock his head to the side, like, hey, goddamn. Do something, Spence. I'm about to call it. Fight, defend yourself. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to Steve Willis, man. Oh, Jack Reese. I don't know about Jack Reese, dog. And see, Jack Reese got two black fighters in front of him. I don't know. I mean, I don't discount Jack Reese. I mean, Jack Reese is who he is, but you know, I just remember the long count, and you know, the long count is somewhat, it sticks with me. You know what I'm saying? Like a splinter, like a fresh splinter, while I was in the process of peeling oranges. You know what I'm saying? A fresh splinter under my skin when I think of Jack Reese and the long count. Exactly. No Lawrence Cole. Harvey Doc. I like Harvey Doc. Yeah, Harvey Doc, Steve Willis, cool. No Jack Reese and no Kenny Bayless, dog. Harvey Doc, Steve Willis, cool. I can deal with that. But sometimes Harvey Doc be doing some, I don't know, man. Announcers was calling him out on his network, and he's only there because his daddy in the commission, and Lawrence Cole has no place being an official. I like Jack Reese. Hey, bro, that's entirely true about Lawrence Cole. Just like Mauricio Suleiman. Who's gonna shut down Mauricio? Look, he's a made man, bro. His dad was there before doing the exact same thing. His dad was one of the worst ones. You know what I'm saying? Lawrence Cole Pops is in the game. He's a made man, bro. He ain't being kicked out no way possible. He can go ahead and continue to do what the fuck he want, and he don't have to worry about nothing. I tell this story all the time. When I was in Texas at a fight, and I took a picture with Lawrence Cole, and somebody pulled me to the side. You know what I'm saying? This was Jerry Ward too. He said, hey, you know who you just took a picture with? I said, yeah, Lawrence Cole. That's the worst referee in boxing. They told me that, dog. After that, I really wanted to go to the bar and goddamn get a drink. I said, oh shit, what did I just do? I said, what do I didn't know. He said, okay, well, we're going to take it that you didn't know, but listen to me and listen to me good. Don't you ever do that shit again since you in here. You media, right? Don't do that shit again. And that's the only pictures I got with Lawrence Cole. I've seen him again. But goddamn, I didn't know. Shit. Attrition will play a huge part in this fight. We'll see whose condition is on point. All I know is after this fight, both men will be taking a few weeks off. Carlos, I partially disagree with you on this. Just like I don't think it's a 50-50 fight. I don't agree with you on this per se. The reason being, I don't think both fighters will take a few weeks off because, for one, I don't think the fight is going the distance. Two, when you talk about attrition, I think a person who is taking care of their bodies and basically, really buckle down and stay committed, knowing this fight was on the horizon. That's going to play a huge, significant role in attrition because your body is the engine, right? And what you put into that engine and how it performs in a situation where a lot of people are going to think this fight is going to be super tough. I understand. I don't think that the fight is going the distance. I don't see Errol Spence defeating Crawford. That's all I'm saying. I think a lot of what Errol Spence has done to damage himself over time is absolutely going to have this a culminating moment that's going to play out in the ring. I think there, Carlos, that Terrence Crawford is going to bring all of that weakness, all of that cutting corners out of damn Errol Spence. He's going to bring it out of him. He's going to break it down. He's going to bring it out of him, bro. That's what I feel about it. What's good? 20 days into 2-time undisputed. Yes, sir. We here. You know what I'm saying? We here. I'm on vacation that week, so I'm definitely going to be up afterwards talking my smack. Yes, sir. You know what I'm saying? Y'all ain't the only one taking days off work now. I hope a lot of you, your bosses or whoever, hopefully you ain't been talking too much boxing, you know what I'm saying, with them, because they might start telling people, hey, no, we can't do that, man. We got, how many people we taking off that weekend, and they think they slick too. They think they don't know. I don't know, but they taking off so they can watch that fight. They taking off so they can watch that fight. Fuck that. All y'all ain't taking off. I'm taking off too, man. And I'm going to the fish fry. For real, dog. Detroit, D-Tower, what's good? What up, though? WCS, Ennis looking good. I still see how Bud could really make an excellent fight against him. I'm so ready to see Bud do his thing on the 29th. TBC all day. Well, Ennis looked good in spurts throughout the fight. Like I said earlier, it is what it is. He's not a bad fighter at all. He got mad skills. He's blessed, very athletic. But some of his athleticism, he just plays around too much. And also he was doing that with that caliber fighter, Vanilla Wafer. You can play around with a Vanilla Wafer a lot. You know what I'm saying? You can put it in your mouth, bring it back out your mouth, put it in, and over time it's gonna start to soften up. You know what I'm saying? I mean, Vanilla Wafer is not peanut brittle. It's not as durable. So you can do what you want to break it up and in the crumbs and all that. I think he just did what he's supposed to against the caliber opponent. He did it too. That's all. So I just look at it like he's not ready for Crawford, though. He went 10 rounds, damn near the distance, with another fighter no one knew. But they talking about anesthesia when they should be talking about Vanilla Wafer Caper, because he almost got bragging rights and went the distance. You better be glad that Vanilla Wafer Caper wasn't able to answer the final bell, bro. Then there would have been some questions. Seriously, there would have been some questions then. Steve Smarger would have been my pick for this fight. My choice is Steve Willis. Yeah, I mean, I'm curious to see who's going to be the referee. For real. I'm curious to see who's the referee. And why they haven't posted it yet, I don't know, man. It's very important they pick the right third man in the ring. It's very important. Am I the only one not saying it's true? I question Mikey Garcia and Danny Garcia not pushing. I know Mikey went up, but Danny, DSG rather, look at their highlights versus standing still versus Spence. I don't know. Man, all you had to do is pay attention to the Roller Romero and Gervonta Davis fight, OP. They were sitting right next to each other. They was friends before that. Danny just came in there because Errol Spence blessed him with a paycheck. You know what I'm saying? Al Heyman put his damn, signature on it, and he was able to get another paycheck. But this paycheck was different. They were saying, hey, Danny, you about to pretty much revisit the losing side of things, but we're going to pay you good, but we need for you to sell it and go in there and get beat up. You think you can do that for 12 rounds? I'm not saying go in there and put your hands behind your back, but I need for you to take some damage. and make Spence look good. This is his first fight coming back from the accident. We need for you to be a dance partner. Can you do that, Danny? Sure. You know I'm a company man. Sure. I can do it. I can do it. I've been around this game for a long time. Plus, I can put this money back in the barbershop and get me some wireless clippers too for all the barbers in there. Yeah, we're good. Plus, I can put it, in the singing careers and family. Okay, cool. We good. We good on that. Steve Willis biting his lip, one eye on each fight. Man, y'all better stop. Man, God damn. He said one eye on each fighter, dog. Oh shit, man. Y'all pay too much detail to simple shit. God damn. You trying to say the man is eyes can look two different ways? You trying to say he has some iguana in him? Steve Willis is black and iguana? He say Steve Willis is partial iguana, god damn it, when it comes down to his physical attributes. He has iguana. His eyes are able to look 180, in their own direction. Damn, man, y'all wrong for that shit, bro. Y'all wrong. I agree. Bud is way better than Villain Korean. Bud would really test boots. I still got Bud beating boots. I got Bud beating boots too, man. You can't go in here and say, well, we got him right where we want him. If they looking, okay, so I understand why you say, okay, we got him right where we want him. Okay, but the man went 10 rounds. Where did you have him? Like the opportunity that presented itself was in the 6th round. Why couldn't you return in the 7 and get him up out of there? Is the question. Why would you even play around with Vanilla Wafer? Why would you even play around with him, dog? This man was laughing at the presser, having a good old time, relax, and he went 10 rounds with you after being hurt. After being hurt, bro. Salute W says, I have to head out. I definitely sub and enjoy the stream. I would definitely be checking out your vids. Appreciate you, Carlos Rosado, in the building. You know what I'm saying? Enjoy your Sunday, big dog. And make no mistake, man. Don't hesitate to pull back up on the boulevard. Salute to you. All right, I'm out. Salute to the chat. Salute to you, brother. Yeah, man. When it comes down to this fight right here, we 20 days out. I'll just have to keep a steady, consistent countdown about how important is, to take a peek and understand what every picture means, dog. You know what I'm saying? He already been undisputed, and he about to make it happen again. That's the part about it. We started off this Sunday real nice, man. This is like one of 2 training weeks. Okay, this is the beginning of one of 2 training weeks that remains for this fight. One of 2 training weeks, people. This is one of 2 training weeks remaining. It is 20 days, but it's only 2 weeks remaining of training. Fighters shouldn't be training on fight week. So they have this weekend and next weekend. This is one half of the 2 weeks remaining for these guys to prepare for July 29th. And from what I witnessed on All Access, you know what I'm saying? And what I don't see out of Spence, the intensity that we saw when he was in Texas, I'm not seeing it, bro. I'm not seeing it. 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 I'm not seeing it, bro. I don't see the I don't see the levels of energy. Like, you trying to tell me it's a different cameraman over there with Crawford? Man, I see this man is doing circuit course training, man. This dude is in there grinding. With Errol Spence, it just gets me sleepy, like melancholy. Like I start to doze off, like my endorphins are taking over. I say, how can my endorphins be inactive? I'm not even taking any melatonin. Like, why am I getting sleepy? I'm seeing him on the floor, and they're going through yoga poses, and dude, you should have a full-blown training regime, man. I mean, your body should be constantly tired. But only thing we see is you hitting the bag. Anybody can hit the bag, man, and make it look good. According to who you are, they really take notice. So since you Errol Spence, they hitting the bag. Okay, he hitting the bag. And then you're doing mitts. Who cares about the mitts? What about the circuit training? What about all the other exercises, swimming, all the other areas that you're going to need to maintain that attrition if you want to go in there and look your best? Hey, man, it's been cool, man. We should do it again. Remember, it's 20 days out, man. We ain't playing. Fish fry on deck. 2 weeks remaining to training. 2 weeks. You know what I'm saying? And shout out to Vanilla Wafer. You did your thing last night, man. Y'all hold it down. Sub to the channel. Hit the like. I'm out.